the 305-metre Shale Oval hosts international flat track for the first time as the World Championship continues its expansion into new territories and arenas. The 24-strong field arrives fresh from established German venue Meissen a month ago, where defending title holder Sami Halbert took the first win of his 2025 campaign, while Erwin Krajcevic heads the title race, following victory in the season opener at Terenzano and a third place at Meissen. After Croatia, the championship heads back to Germany and the Schiesel long track in August, then to Hungary at the new venue of Vasad, and the finale a week later at Pardubice in the Czech Republic. The Czechs currently hold the top two positions in the World Championship, with Ondrej Švedik having enjoyed a pair of podium finishes in 2025 so far, and he sits just 2 points behind fellow countryman Krajcevic, while title holder Halbert had to fight his way through from the back of the grid following a penalty for jumping the start at Terenzano, but made amends with victory in Germany. Daniele Tonelli scored his first ever podium on home shale in round one and sits fourth, while Tim Neave scored just a single point thanks to bike problems at the Italian venue, but bounced back with fourth at Meissen. With a dearth of home talent, as flat track is new to the country of Croatia, it is Tim Neave's twin brother Tom who makes his World Championship debut tonight as the wild card on a Zaeta machine, while the only change to the lineup sees Christian Stanger's hope for comeback from a broken left hand delayed. Fellow German Marius Kircher once again deputises. The format sees 12 qualifying heats with 8 riders in each. The top 10 scorers qualifying directly to the grand final. The next 10 to the last chance race, where only the top 2 finishers go through to the main events. Heats take place over 8 laps, the last chance over 5, and the grand final is 12 laps. 12 different nationalities are represented here in Croatia. Let's have a look at the lineup. Here's Tom Neave, twin brother of Tim. Brit's been active in his domestic flat track scene for many years now, dovetailed like his brother with his road racing commitments. Finally gets his chance on the world stage tonight as the wild card. This is Stanislav Orodnik, the fast-gating Ukrainian, edging closer and closer to a first-ever grand final appearance at world level, taking a best finish of 15th at Morizet in France last season. William Bonici has been a quiet start to the Frenchman's debut World Championship campaign as he takes over from Sébastien Jean-Pierre as France's representative, making the final stages will be Bonici's aim here. Stefano Casiraghi of Italy, a newcomer to flat track, having switched from supermoto for this season. He's yet to reach the finals of a World Championship event in his debut season. A last chance place would probably be a good target here. Menno van Meer, the Dutchman, stronger on TT-style courses rather than speedway ovals, but after a disappointing opening round, he reached the grand final at Meissen and will hope to continue improving here. 99 Jasmin Poppenreiter back in flat track after a year out in 2024. The experienced Austrian, the World Championship's only female competitor, aiming to better her best finish of 17th place back in 2021. As we hear the national anthem of our host nation, Croatia, we introduce Jack Bell, the winner of the opening round of the ACU British Championship at Scunthorpe and Kings Lynn. Sits a point behind Tim Neave in the standings there with a round to go. First World Championship podium is his aim here. National anthem of our host country, Croatia, observed. This is Daniele Tonelli, who wowed the home crowd at the opening round as he fought for the lead of the grand final, scored his maiden World Championship podium. And Marcus Gell, the German, after missing out the Winter Ice Speedway season, good to see him back on a bike, made the grand final in Italy. Max Hellmann, the Austrian teenager, learned rapidly in his first World Championship campaign last year, kicked 2025 with a superb 6th in Italy. Tim Neave, sadly already out of championship contention after those mechanical problems saw him fail to start the last chance race at Terenzano. He's followed by Vit Janacek. His first World Championship campaign's been an impressive one so far, with 2 grand final appearances in 2025. He's 7th in the overall classification. There's 96 Marius Kircher, the young German, made a sensational World Championship debut at Terenzano. He once again replaces the injured Christian Stanger. Also Nikita Aljani from Germany. He was eliminated in the last chance races in the last 2 rounds. Kevin Corradetti of Italy. Klaus Meyer, number 25 of Austria. And Gerard Bailo of Spain. Santiago Arangio of Argentina. Giacomo Bossetti of Italy. This season so far mirroring his 2024 campaign, just outside the top 10 so far. Michele Guerra, the new Italian. Saku Patillo, the young Finn. Sami Halbert, the reigning world champion. Andrej Švedik, second in the standings, the current world championship leader. Erwin Krajčović, number 34 of the Czech Republic. Those are your contenders tonight. 24 riders out there in total. 8 riders in each of the 12 heats will be underway very shortly in very hot and sunny conditions here in the north of Croatia. First time that international flat track has come to this venue. A great evening of racing in prospect. 14 races altogether coming up for you. We caught up with 1 or 2 of the riders a little earlier on.
Hello, we are here in Croatia, coming to the track walk with me. Flat tracks are more familiar compared to home tracks in Spain because the radio of the track and also the kind of the sun are quite similar, and yeah, I hope to make a good result this time. Yeah, we are looking forward for the first practice because that kind of the tracks we need to change the normal radio of the bike, and maybe we need to change some sprockets or also the gear and normally we use. But yeah, just we need to get the more time we can for make a nice setup for this round. That's the track walk in Croatia. Don't miss the live stream tonight at fim-moto TV.
Good to hear from Gerard Bailo there, statistically the most successful World Championship rider of all. He was champion in 2022, virtually never present in the FIM Flat Track World Championship. Over the 5 seasons it has been an official World Championship. He's currently 5th in the standings this year, finished 4th at Terenzano, had a collision in the final there with the Italian Kevin Corradetti, which saw the race stopped a couple of laps from home. And Bailo, the number 17, is out in our opening race here this evening. The first 8 riders awaiting the signal of the referee, Christina Turnbull of Great Britain, to head out onto track. It's a very strong lineup for this first heat. World champion Sami Halbert will be out in this one. Andrej Švedik, who's currently 2nd in the point standings, and Gerard Bailo, the 2022 champion. They are going to be the names to watch in this opening heat. There is Bailo in his 2nd season on the Zaeta machine. He's been the British champion as well in the past. It's the British Championship being fought between Tim Neve and Jack Bell with a round to go this year. The inside of the front row will be the number 777. That is Stanislav Orodnik, the Ukrainian rider. Reached the top 12 in the recent open event at Gorzów in Poland, which was won by Sami Halbert. We await the signal from the referee to get the riders out onto track then for our first heat of the evening. Wins so far this year for Erwin Krajčović in Italy, Sami Halbert in Germany. The season reached its halfway point here this evening. Number 22 will be one to watch here. That's Andrej Švedik. Just one grand final win to his name in his career in the World Championship so far. That came in 2023 in wet conditions at the National Speedway Stadium in Manchester in the UK. Currently running 2nd in the points and on the podium in both rounds so far. Czech Republic holding the 1st and 2nd places in the points at the moment. Both he and Krajčović mounted on KTM machinery. Erwin Krajčović will be due out in heat number 2 this evening. There is Tim Neve, number 54. He'll be out in the 2nd heat tonight. And for the first time tonight, of course, his brother Tom rides alongside him. Will we see a bit of sibling rivalry taking place between the 2 Englishmen here this evening? Stefano Casiraghi will be out in the first heat, just learning his way into the world of flat track. Has yet to make the finals at a World Championship round this year. Likewise, William Bonici, the Frenchman, runner-up in last year's French Championship behind Sébastien Jean-Pierre, who has taken a break from international racing this year. defender William Bonici taking his slot in the World Championship for France. Menno van Meer, the Dutchman, was disappointed with his performance in the opening round in Italy when he went out in the last chance race. He'll be on the second row of the grid for this one. Did make the final at the second round in Germany at Meissen, but finished in 12th place, having won the last chance race. It was Jack Bell who went through with him on that occasion, the Englishman finishing an impressive 6th in our second round of the season. Fans settling in then. Very hot day here in the north of Croatia. It's going to be a dry and dusty meeting. Making the gate is going to be all important here. Riders should be out onto track in just a couple of minutes. Don't forget the heats over 8 laps. 7 points for a win, 6 for second, and so on downwards. Top 10 scorers at the end of the 12 heats go through into the grand final. The next 10 into the last chance race, which is over 5 laps. The top 2 finishers go onto the back of the grid for the main event, which is over 12 laps. There's Max Hellmann, the young Austrian, still only a teenager. Very impressive indeed in the opening round in Italy, where he finished in the top 6 overall. Then in the next round in Germany, finished at the back of the last chance race, picking up just a single championship point. So an inconsistent season so far for the Austrian. Klaus Meyer, his fellow countryman out there, only 3 points in the championship so far. Klaus Meyer always seems to make a quick gate and then drop back as the race goes on. So making the finals is going to be his main aim. Halbert, Švedik and Bijlo should be the names to watch in our opening race as we await the all clear from the referee. It's just over a month's time. The riders will be back in action. They head to the long track at Schiesel in Germany. That should be impressive, seeing these machines on the much larger venue. Then in September, there's 2 quick-fire rounds to end the season at Vasas in Hungary, another new venue for the championship this year. And then just a week later, they go on to Pardubice in the Czech Republic, as they did in 2024. It was Erwin Krajčević who took a home win on that occasion. It was part of a 3-day festival of racing, flat track and speedway, being held over that weekend. The Speedway Grand Prix Challenge was held last year, along with the Golden Ribbon Under-21 event and the famous Czech Golden Helmet on the Sunday. It was wonderful to be trackside at that event. This year the championship will be decided at Pardubice for the FIM Flat Track World Championship. Looks like the riders are just about ready to head out onto track then. 24 riders from across a dozen nations here this evening. Europe plus the USA and South America as well represented. Watch out for Argentina's Santiago Aranjo in 6th in the championship at the moment, having finished in the top 10 of both events so far. There is the world champion Sammy Halbert of Washington State, the former United States Grand National champion back in 2009, an X-Games gold medalist as well in 2017, has had 15 Grand National wins in the States, has won on the famous Indy Mile. Great to have him in the World Championship. A real showman is Sammy. As the riders head out onto track then, it is time for our first race here at the Stadion Millennium here in Donje Kraljevic, near the town of Gorica. Onto the grid then, off the inside of row 1, it will be Stanislav Orodnik of the Ukraine on the treble 7. Next to him will be Gerard Bijlo on the 17. William Bonici on the 179, and Sammy Halbert, number 1, will complete the front row for this opening heat. The second row, 58 Max Hellmann on the inside. Alongside him, 22 Ondrej Švedik. Then Stefano Casiraghi on the 152. And 100 Menno van Meer of the Netherlands completes the 8-rider grid for this 8-lap heat number 1. Who's going to get the first 7-point score of the evening then? It's waiting for Sammy Halbert to settle on the outside. There are a couple of penalties for the American at the opening round in Italy. One for delaying the start, another for jumping the start in the grand final. He had to move to the back of the grid, so he needs to mind his P's and Q's at the start. Has he got a problem there, Sammy Halbert? He's signalling up to the referee's box. Don't tell me that Sammy Halbert's in trouble already. now settles into his grid slot. Okay, start, Marshall walks away. It's time to go racing here in Croatia. Round 3 of the FIM Flat Track World Championship is go. It's a good start by Sammy Halberts down the outside. They go into the first turn. It's Stanislav Ogrodnik who leads the way into turn 1. Gerard Bailo in second place. A bit of a lock up there for Ogrodnik as they come off turn 2. Third place is Halberts side by side with Ondrej Svedik. It's Bailo up the inside and Halberts out of shape there. He has got problems. He's made some contact there with the 152 of Kasaragi. Sammy Halberts all over the place here in the early stages. Gerard Bailo who leads, a mistake there from Ogrodnik who locks up through turn 2. He's going to drop back. Menno van Meer coming through on the inside, but it's Bailo who leads. Svedik in second place. Max Hellman together on the outside there with Menno van Meer. It's push and shove, almost motocross style out of turn 4. Van Meer comes through on the inside into that third place, and Sammy Halbert now fighting back. I think he's come through into fourth, but these two are clear of the field. It's Bailo from Svedik. Put the back in third place. Halbert goes underneath Max Hellman now, and I think he's back up into third position. Sammy Halbert on the chase here, but it is Gerard Bailo who leads the way. Bailo was in strong form. The opening round in Italy was a little off the pace. He only had one heat win at Meissen in Germany. Svedik on his tail. There is Halbert fighting back after a poor first couple of laps. Hellman is still in fourth position. Menno van Meer rounds out the top 5. Don't forget, 7 points for a heat win, 6 for second, 5 for third, and so on downwards. Through turns 3 and 4. Ondrej Svedik gets the tighter line there. He's challenging Gerard Bailo as they go into the shade of the grandstands. Down the straights, a couple of laps to go after this, and Svedik is challenging. Has a look up the inside. The KTM machine challenging the Zeta for the lead. Sammy Halbert closing them down. Good fight here for the lead in this heat number 1 here in Croatia. Into the penultimate lap they go. Svedik trying the inside line, but it is still Gerard Bailo, the Catalan rider who leads well. I think I saw William Bonici on the infield there. I think he's dropped out of it. Into the last lap this time around, and Sammy Halbert is reeling in the two leaders. Here comes the American. Is he going to leave it for a last bend lunge? No, he's not. He's up the inside on Ondrej Svedik. Where did you come from, says the Czech Republic rider. He forces his way through. I don't think he's going to catch Gerard Bailo for the victory. It's going to be 7 points for the Spaniard. He comes off from turn number 4, wins heat number 1. Halbert just holds on for second place. We'll confirm the rest of the results in a second. 6 points for Sammy Halbert. Third place going to Ondrej Svedik. I think it was Max Hellman in fourth position. Confirmed that William Bonici was a non-finisher there. He retired onto the centigrade with bike trouble. And 7 points for Gerard Bailo. Our first race winner, Gerard Bailo Pellegrin, to get his full name. And he picks up the 7 points for the win in heat number 1. 6 points for Sammy Halbert. Ondrej Svedik in third place, he scores 5. It's Max Hellman in fourth, he picks up 4 points. 3 points for Menno van Meer, he was 5th. 6 for Stefano Kasiragi, he scores 2 points. 1 point for Stanislav Ogrodnik. And William Bonici, unfortunately, was a retirement, so no points for the Suzuki rider in this heat number 1. So confirmed then. Gerard Bailo Pellegrin, the Spaniard, our first winner, former British champion, former Catalan champion. As we move on to heat number 2. Nice to look out for in this one include the British duo of Jack Bell and Tim Neve, currently duelling for this year's British title. The Neve twins, of course, racing together in the World Championship for the first time tonight. Dovetail their flat tracking with their road racing appearances, including in the British Superstock Championship. But for this one then, Jack Bell will be off the inside gates on the number 93. Next to him on the front row will be Tim Neve, the two Brits together. Vin Janacek of the Czech Republic, his first full season as a World Championship rider, number 51, and 34, Erwin Krajcevic, the World Championship leader, will complete the front row. On a front row, that is. On the second row, 25, Klaus Meyer on the Kawasaki of the Austrian. Alongside him is Markus Jell of Germany on the number 82. There he is on the KTM. Completing the grid, 27, Kevin Corradetti of Italy. And on the outside, number 4, Michele Guerra, another Italian. His first season in the World Championships this year, currently 6th in the Italian Championships, led by Daniele Tonelli after 2 rounds. See Tonelli out in heat number 3. This is heat number 2. Watch for Krajcevic from the outside of the front row. Was that a jump start for the number 4, Michele Guerra? I think it may have been, but we're underway into the first turn. It is Krajcevic having a go on the outside as they go down the back straight. I think the race has been stopped. Indeed it has. That was a jump start from the number 4 of Michele Guerra. Referee Christina Turnbull spotted it. So we will go again with this heat number 2. There is Jack Bell. Hard to believe, back in 2021, he was still a youth rider. He's flown through the ranks of national and international flat track, the Lincolnshire-based rider. Michele Guerra will start from a further handicap as a penalty for jumping the start on the number 4, the Husqvarna rider. It's Bell on the front row, Neve alongside him. Irving Krajcevic, the 2023 world champion, on the outside of the front row. Let's try again then with heats at number 2. Revs are up, a little bit of rolling from the front row there. It's that first turn. Looks like it is Tim Neve who's got away well. Janacek is up there with him. It's the first turn, but it's Tim Neve who goes clear down the back straight. Jack Bell coming through in the second, and Krajcevic has been crowded out. He's down to about 6th position as they go down the back straight for the first time. Well, we've seen Sami Halbert come through from the back in heat 1. We're going to maybe see Krajcevic do the same thing here. He's behind Michele Guerra, who's come through from the handicap into 5th place, but not for much longer. Comes through on the inside. It's Tim Neve in the clear. Effectively written out of the championship contention already, unfortunately, after he failed to start the last chance qualifier in Italy at Terenzano when his bike sadly failed in his final heats. The battle is on for 2nd place. There's Klaus Mayer at the back of the field along with Marcus Gell. Away goes the leader, Tim Neve. Chases on from 2nd place. Looks like it's Jack Bell in 2nd place. Kevin Koronetti is 3rd. Krajcevic is back up into 4th. Coming towards half distance in this heat number 2 in the sunset of Croatia. Down the back straight, the battle is all for 2nd place. It's looking good for Tim Neve out in front. Can Jack Bell hang on to make it a Great Britain 1-2? Here comes Kevin Koronetti, the Italian, on the inside. Disqualified from the final at round 1 after he collided with Gerard Bailo. At the inside, he collides there with Jack Bell. Jack holds him off. Good fight here for 2nd place. Here comes Koronetti. This time he's got through on the inside at turn 3. Trying to go underneath both of them is Irving Krajcevic. Battle behind between Guerra and Janacek. Then it's Gell and Mayer at the back. A couple of laps to go this time. Tim Neve is away and gone. Road racing expert as well as flat track, who's reached the dizzy heights of British superbikes on occasions in the past. Koronetti's having to attack and defend at the same time. Attacking Jack Bell, he's gone wide there, having to defend from Krajcevic as well. Brilliant fight here for the minor placings. It's going to be a win, barring any disaster this time for Tim Neve. Into the last lap he goes. The yellow flag with the black cross goes out to signal final lap. Krajcevic all over the back of Kevin Koronet. Jack Bell riding a good defensive race here. It's going to be 7 points for Tim Neve. Is Bell going to hang on for a British 1-2? Is Koronetti going to get through here on the last bend? Win goes to Tim Neve, and I think Krajcevic may have lost. He's lost that 4th place there because Guerra's come through. Where did he come from on the final lap?
You have the microphone.
Well, not the result we expected there at all. 7 points for Tim Neve, 6 for Jack Bell. Now, who was 3rd? Looked like it was Koronetti who got the 5 points for 3rd place. 4 points for Michele Guerra. He came through on the last lap there, and only 3 for the former world champion, the championship leader this year, Irving Krajcevic. That's a surprise. Vin Janacek was in 6th position, ahead of Marcus Jell and Klaus Mayer. There is Klaus Mayer, the Kawasaki rider. No points for him so far. He'll have to go again in Heat 5. But there is a result confirmed then. Tim Neve gets the 7 points. Irving Krajcevic only 5th. Lost out on the last lap there to Michele Guerra, who came through from that extra handicap after he jumped the start initially to take a fine 4th place. He's learning quickly at World Championship level. But it is a Great Britain 1-2 in Heat number 2. Moving on to Heat 3 then, everybody will have completed 1 ride after this. The name to watch here could well be Daniele Tonelli, the Italian, a great second in his home round in Italy. Just missed the podium. He was in 5th place in the second round in Germany. He's on the number 90 TM machine. There is Tom Neve, the wild card on the Zeta, his World Championship debut. Been active in British flat track for many years now. The full grid is Nikita Aljani off the inside for Germany on the 43. Alongside him, Saku Pertilo, the teenage Finn, Tom Neve and Marius Kircher, the German, completing the front row of the grid. We are underway. Oranjo, Poppenreiter, Tonelli and Bossetti complete the grid in heat number 3 and into that first turn. Like it's Marius Kircher who's made the start, but Tom Neve blasts through on the inside, coming out of turn 2. Neve grabbing the opportunity with both hands. We've got a couple of fallers on the outside though at turn 3. We'll try and identify those in a second. A couple of riders from the back of the grid, I think. Now is the race going to continue? Are they going to be able to get going again? The race has been stopped. Tom Neve was leading the way. See who's gone down there. I think Giacomo Bossetti is possibly one of the riders who has come off there. See who the other one is in a second. There is the number 90 of Daniele Tonelli, the hero of his home round. Came close to defeating Erwin Krajcevic. The race was stopped with 2 laps to go. There is Giacomo Bossetti, one of the riders who came down on turn 3. Currently sitting 14th in the championship. Race director Glenn Phillips down there is getting him into position as the cause of the stoppage. Bossetti will start from the penalty line for the rerun, I think. So he's adjudged to be the cause of the stoppage. I think Tonelli was the other rider that slid off up there. Yasmin Poppenreiter alongside them, the Austrian, the only lady competitor in this World Championship. And Santiago Oranjo, the Argentinian, off the inside there. Nikita Aljani of Germany, off the inside of the front row. He's 18th in the championship at the moment. He's made the last chance qualifier on both occasions so far in 2025. Saku Pertilo, the young Finn, he's only 16, has already raced all over Europe, picked up a hand injury at the opening round in Terenzano and still recovering from that, but determined to race on in his debut championship season. Let's see how he gets on here on the number 3 machine. Tom Neve looking to make the start. We're back underway. Bit of a weaving start there for Marius Kircher. They're leaning on each other through the first turn. They're all over the place and they're going to come down on the outside. That is Pertilo, and I think Tom Neve came down there as well. The race will be stopped again, I would think. It's Nikita Aljani who's got the lead, but the red flags are out again. Well, it is a new circuit for the championship, of course, here in Croatia. The riders learning the track as they go, pretty much. And it was Saku Pertilo, the protege of former champion Lasse Kurvinen, who retired at the end of last season, who came down there along with Tom Neve, the wild card this evening. So we hope both of those riders are okay and will be out in the third attempt at this heat number 3. There is Pertilo back on his machine, which is good to see. Took a knock to his hand at the opening round in Italy. See it again, there was just 4 riders going for the same bit of shale on the inside. They got hooked together there, Neve and Pertilo. Down they came, and Marius Kircher doing well to avoid them on the 96. Of course, he's only in as injury cover again this evening with Christian Stanger, his fellow German, not being fit to race. He broke his hand practicing in the Czech Republic prior to the start of the World Championship season. Was hoping to make, it was initially announced he'd be making a return tonight, but sadly not able to do so. Rest of the riders crowding together to look on. There's Tim Neve, anxious to see how his brother is. So Pertilo adjudged to be the cause of the stoppage there and will start from the handicap. There's a hole on both rows now with those riders having been moved back. Right, third time lucky then with heat number 3. Revs are up and away they go. And out of the start there, another messy start there for Kircher and Tom Neve. It's Nikita Aljani who's got the lead. They're certainly having some problems with their starts tonight and their first turns, these riders. Nikita Aljani has the lead then ahead of Tom Neve. They've all stayed on around the first lap this time. Oranjo is in third place, the South American. Daniele Tonelli trying to come through on the inside for 4th, past the rather wayward Marius Kircher. Behind them is Giacomo Bossetti, but they've all completed the first lap okay this time. And it's Nikita Aljani who shows in front then on the number 43, looking for his first heat win at World Championship level. The best he's had is a second in his final heat in Italy. Tom Neve on these 8 are holding on to second place. And the battle for third between Aranjo and Daniele Tonelli. Daniele tends to keep things quiet through the heats and then really turn on the style and speed when he gets to the final stages. Playing it safe perhaps again here as Aranjo attacks. Tom Neve doesn't get alongside the second now. Tonelli having a look on the outside. Bossetti is in behind them, then Marius Kirscher and the rest of them. Bossetti up the inside, Tonelli holds him off. It's number 3 of Pertilu who's next in the order, in fact ahead of Kirscher and Jasmin Poppenreiter. As away goes the number 43. Good style here from Germany's Nikita Aljani, another World Championship newcomer this season. Has been racing in the Czech Republic Flat Track Championship over the early part of 2025. Made one appearance in his home round at Mason last season as the wild card. What the wall of death there coming into turn 3, and he's slowing. Is he slowing up there, Aljani? Because Tom Neve goes through, now cuts back underneath. He gets it recovered. He had to slow there into turn 3. He was carrying too much momentum, and here comes Aranjo into play as well. Suddenly this race coming alive in its closing stages. Well, we've seen some cracking racing so far here in Croatia. Santiago Aranjo moves, Tom Neve out wide. Here comes Tonelli as well, and Aranjo's going for the lead. There's contact, down goes Nikita Aljani. Tonelli lays it down, and my goodness, the other riders did very well indeed to avoid the German there as he fell on the home straight. The race is stopped. That was a frightening incident there going into the final lap as Nikita Aljani, he made contact with Santiago Aranjo, came down. The other riders did very well indeed to avoid Nikita there. Well done to Daniele Tonelli for laying his machine down, and Nikita Aljani's up and appears to be all right. That was a scary moment there coming into the last lap. Aljani had the lead. Aranjo drove underneath him. There was just light contact between the two of them. He came down right in front of the pack. You can see him protecting his head there. Bossetti somehow got through on the outside. Tonelli laid it down superbly. That was a brilliant piece of riding by Daniele Tonelli, and luckily everyone else was able to avoid the fallen rider and machine. Now, just waiting to see what the referee's decision here, where we're going into the last lap, so I suspect this race will be awarded by Christina Turnbull, our referee. The main thing is, of course, that everybody is okay. Well, a lot of action and incidents so far here in Croatia, and that's just the first 3 heats. Just awaiting confirmation of what the referee is going to decide here. Christina Turnbull of Great Britain. Now, I suspect this race will be awarded, but no confirmation coming through to us as yet. There's Glenn Phillips, the race director this evening, former World Long Track competitor. Of course, World Long Track has its second round in France at Marmont tomorrow. With Martin Smolinski looking to make it 2 wins out of 2, going for his 4th championship this year. But no decision on what's going to happen with this race at the moment. We haven't had any confirmation come through whether the race is going to be awarded or if it will have to be rerun. If it is awarded, we'll await confirmation of the results. And I can tell you the race is going to be awarded by our referee. The riders are being signalled off track, so that race will be awarded. Nikita Aljani is awarded the victory. Santiago Aranjo has been disqualified as the cause of the stoppage. So no points for Santiago Aranjo, he is disqualified. It's a win for Nikita Aljani of Germany, he gets the 7 points. Tom Neve will score 6. 5 points for Daniele Tonelli for 3rd place. 4 for Giacomo Bossetti. 3 points for Saku Portillo from the back of the grid, 2 points for Marius Kircher, 1 for Yasmin Poppenreiter, no points for Santiago Aranjo as he is disqualified. So a very eventful first round of heats here in Croatia. We have our 3 joint leaders after our opening round of heats. Nikita Aljani, Tim Neve and Gerard Bailo lead the meeting after the first 3 rounds of heats. Tom Neve, Jack Bell and Sami Halbert behind them on 6th. Then Tonelli, Corradetti and Švedik. The surprise of that first round of heats, Ervin Krajcevic, only taking 5th in heat number 2, and he's further down the standings on 3 points. He needs race wins from here on in. And certainly a lively first round of heats here at Donje Kraljevic, then at the Stadion Millennium. Let's take a look at some highlights of those first round of heats, and there certainly were plenty of them. Well, the opening heat here in Croatia, the first ever international flat track event at this stadium, saw Gerard Bailo battle past Stanislav Orodnik to take the early lead. There was plenty of bumping and boring in the pack early on as Sami Halbert fought his way back up the order to battle with Ervin Krajcevic for the 2nd place. Heat number 2 was halted after Michele Guerra jumped the start from the 2nd row of the grid. In the rerun, it was the Brits who were up front with Tim Neve and Jack Bell heading the pack, but Ervin Krajcevic got sent wide, the championship leader, on the first turn. He had to try and battle his way back up the order, battling with the likes of Kevin Corradetti. It was Tim Neve who sped clear to take the win. Krajcevic's efforts to get involved saw him lose out on the last lap and end up only 5th. Victory for Tim Neve. He tries to recover his season now. Heat number 3 took a couple of attempts to get going. First attempt saw a pair of fallers on turn 3 of the opening lap after Tom Neve had taken an early lead. Giacomo Bassetti coming down, Daniele Tonelli laying his machine down in avoidance. The race was rerun with Bassetti from the handicap. This time it was a pile-up on the first turn. Saku Portillo tangling with Tom Neve, and down they went. The race was called back again. Portillo handicapped this time. It was Nikita Aljani who got clear of a collision between Tom Neve and Marius Kircher on the run to the first turn. Aljani managing to hold on ahead of Tom Neve and Santiago Aranjo for much of the way, despite almost running up the fence on the back straight as Tom Neve got up the inside. But then contact down the home straight, of course, saw Aljani brought down. The race would be awarded in his favour, with Santiago Aranjo, his assailant, disqualified. Lively stuff then here in Croatia so far. Bit of track grading currently taking place.
Hey rider, enjoying the calm out here? Check your phone. There's something waiting for you. Say hello to the all-new fim-moto TV app. All your favorite championships, live in one place.
Kim rocks it!
Okay. That's insane, but we need something more.
The best movies and vlogs? And yep, it's officially on iOS and Android. Hey man, it's getting dark. Hello? Put the phone down, man.
5 riders, 4 laps, here we go. Here comes the Cornishman, he's going for the inside and a turn, what a switch of line.
The injury happened during a test race in Czech Republic in a free practice. I had a high side and just fell on my hand, unfortunately 2 weeks before the first race, and now we struggled in the beginning of the season. We have several small bones in the hand, and the lowest row of this is crushed. I have broken the scaphoid, and now we are checking for some ligaments in the hand because there are still instability and we need to regain it. I work to come back at the next race in Croatia, but we will see how the progress with the hand works, and this will let us decide later.
Well, good to hear from Christian Stange, the German who'd hoped to make his World Championship debut there here tonight in Croatia, but unfortunately not fit to do so. So Marius Kircher again brought into the lineup. The lineup for our next round of heats then will be underway just as soon as track grading is over. Erwin Krajcevic needs a win in heat number 4 to try and recover his evening. Vit Janacek could be his main rival there, and Nikita Aljani, who was awarded the win in heat number 3, out in that one as well. Heat 5, we see Tim Neve and Jack Bell paired again. Daniele Tonelli and Gerard Bailo also out in that one. And in heat number 6, we have Sami Halbert looking for his first heat win. He meets Andrej Švedik once again. Also out in that one will be tonight's wild card, Tom Neve. Some of the riders to look out for as we get ready for our second round of heats. Well, there is Saku Pertilo, Scandinavia's main hope this season, the teenage Finn on his Honda. Finished 19th at Terenzano, failed to start the last chance qualifier after a crash, and finished in the same position at Mason as well. There is Vit Janacek, made his debut as the wild card in Pardubice last season, replacing Tomas Kolarek as the Czech's third rider in the lineup for the World Championship this season. Has been in the top 10 twice so far this year. This man needs a good result. That is William Bonici, the Frenchman. Failed to finish his opening ride with bike problems on the Suzuki. Good to see a number of World Championship rookies out there this season. The best of them so far being Vit Janacek, who's 7th in the championship. Marius Kircher, only a substitute rider so far this year for Christian Stange. He's 11th in the championship, made the final at the opening round in Italy and finished in 7th place. Also new this year, Michele Guerra. He's 13th in the points as the starting grid is repainted. We'll have riders on track then for heat number 4 very shortly at this superbly appointed venue here in Croatia, built some 20 years ago for the sport of speedway. Staged 6 speedway Grand Prix in its history. Of course, speedway was big news during the days of Jurica Pavlic, the country's leading rider. He's now retired from the sport though. Croatia without any representatives in international flat track, but hopefully this will go some way to really launching the sport in this country. It's all about bringing the sport to new nations, new frontiers, new venues this year. Of course, we go to Schiesel in Germany, the long-time world long track venue. I cannot wait to see these machines in action around there. Then on to Hungary and the Czech Republic later this year. The riders come out onto track then for heat number 4. This one we'll see on the front row, Markus Gell. He's on 1 point, the German. Next to him will be William Bonici. He's yet to score. Stanislav Orodnik's on the front row. He's on 1 point. And going from the outside is Nikita Aljani, looking to make it 2 wins out of 2, the German. Row 2, Erwin Krajcevic. He's only on 3 points, needs to improve here. Alongside him, Saku Pertilo is on 3 points. Then we have Vit Janacek, he's only on 2. And Max Hellmann, the Austrian youngster, goes from the back of the grid. He's on 4 points. So some of our slightly lower scorers from the opening round of heats, and this one with the exception of Nikita Aljani. You wouldn't expect lower scorers to include Erwin Krajcevic. Not sure what's happened to him on the last lap of his first ride. So here we go then, ready for heats at number 4. Another 8 laps coming your way into the second round of heats here this evening. We're underway. Down towards that first turn. Decent start by Marcus Gell off the inside on the 82. Trying to get round the outside is Aljani. Orodnik's in there, but already Krajcevic has come through from the second row up into P3. It's Marcus Gell who leads the way then. Covering the inside line is Krajcevic. Aljani is caught in the middle there, coming through turns 3 and 4. They're all round the first lap. Okay, there's Vitjanacek chasing in 5th position, but it's Marcus Gell who leads the way. Competes in ice speedway during the winter. Missed the 2024-25 winter season with business commitments. He's hoping to be back on his ice bike next winter. 3 wide further back in the pack. Vitjanacek coming through on the inside, challenging Aljani. Orodnik caught on the outside. Another rider who always starts quickly and then fades as the race goes on. The first 2 have got away in front, and Krajcevic has now taken the lead from Marcus Gell. Out of turn 4 at the inside, Janacek passes Aljani. 2 Germans starting well, but fading a little bit now. Next in the order is Sako Pertilo behind Stanislav Orodnik. The rest of the riders bunched at the back of this 8-rider field, but it's Erwin Krajcevic going clear. 2023 world champion without winning a final. His first final win didn't come until his home round at Pardubice last season. Then he went on to win the finale at Debrecen in Hungary as well, but it wasn't enough to overhaul Sami Halbert, who became the first rider from outside Europe to become world flat track champion. Vitjanacek trying to make it a check 1-2 as he chases down Marcus Gell in the battle for second place. They're clear of the rest of the field, but it's going to be surely 7 points for Erwin Krajcevic. He's cruising out in front, and to make up for that rather lacklustre heat number 1. First showing, I should say, in heat number 2, as Vitjanacek goes for the outside off turn 2. We're on the penultimate lap now. Away goes Erwin Krajcevic into his last lap. Focus is all about the battles for second, and now Marcus Gell getting clear of Vitjanacek. It's still Nikita Aljani in 4th position. But Erwin Krajcevic, he may have only picked up 5th place in his first ride. He's certainly going to win by a dominant margin in his second. I think Marcus Gell is going to hang on for second. Krajcevic takes the flag. Second goes to Marcus Gell. 3rd is Vitjanacek. 4th is Aljani. And the rest of them come home behind. So Erwin Krajcevic takes the win. That will move him on to 10 points after first 2 of his 4 rides. Marcus Gell hanging on for second place. He only picked up 1 point first time out, so he's on 7. And 5 points for Vitjanacek. He moves on to 7 points as well. 4th place went to Nikita Aljani, picks up 4 points. He moves on to 11, so he's temporarily top of the score charts. 3 points for Max Hellman in 5th position. He's on 7. And Saku Pertilo moves on to 5. William Bonici picks up his first points, and Stanislav Orodnik, after a decent start, dropping to the back of the field, he remains on 1 point. That concludes heat number 4 then. We move on to heat number 5. Riders onto track, and off the inside of row 1 this time will be Tim Neve, as he looks for 2 wins out of 2 on the number 54. Alongside him, Menno van Meer. He's on 3 points so far. Santiago Arangio looking to make up for that disqualification first time out. And Giacomo Bossetti on 4 points completes the front rank. Second row, Jack Bell. He's on 6 points on the 93. And Daniele Tonelli is on 5. Klaus Meyer has yet to score on the 25. And Gerard Bailo goes from the back of the grid. He, of course, is on 7. So 2 of our first round heat winners clash here. Tension begins to mount once again. There is Bailo from the back of the grid. He's got to do things the hard way this time. He's off from the front row in his first ride in heat 1. Tim Neve, perhaps the favourite here from the inside of the front row. Jack Bell as well from row 2. Revs are up for heat number 5, and they're underway. Not the best of starts for Tim Neve. This time, it's Menno van Meer, the Dutchman, who takes the early lead. Trying to come through the middle is Giacomo Bossetti. 3 wide, nothing between them, and Bossetti gets squeezed out of turn 2. And who's this coming through into second? It's Arangio on the 16. Found a gap and went for it there. Coming down the back straight, they're all over each other. Very evenly matched at first lap indeed. Tim Neve has got the lead somehow ahead of Menno van Meer, who takes Arangio wide. Bailo's come through to 4th from the back of the grid. We've seen some cracking racing so far. This is very close indeed. Now lunging in is Menno van Meer, but that could allow Bijlo to come through on the inside. The spectators and team members are loving this. Away goes Tim Neve out in front. He's oblivious to all the action taking place behind him. Absolute mass of riders together. Bijlo and Van Meer side by side for second and third. It's anybody's race behind. Jack Bell has come through into fourth position. It's Tonelli side by side with Bossetti. Well, Santiago Aranjo nearly took the lead on the first lap. He's down to seventh. Van Meer makes a mistake through turn two. He's going to lose third place to Jack Bell. My goodness gracious me, hard to keep up with all this. Bossetti gets caught on the outside, so Van Meer's able to come back through. Tonelli is in behind them, then Aranjo, and at the back of the field, it is Klaus Meyer. Still Tim Neve who leads the way into lap 6. This is brilliant stuff. All the action in the pack behind him. Tim Neve is going to go to the top of the score chart, our first double winner of the evening, barring any mechanical malady. Gerard Bijlo will be a point behind him in second place, and then everybody else trying to be third. It's Jack Bell in third at the moment, ahead of Daniele Tonelli. Van Meer's gone down to fifth position. Santiago Aranjo, a disappointing start to his evening. He needs top placings in his last two rides if he's going to make the final. Into the last lap we go. Tim Neve from Bijlo. Still the challenge on from Tonelli for third place. There's Klaus Meyer at the back of the field on the 25. What a brilliant race here in this heat number 5, and it's going to be won by Great Britain's Tim Neve. It won't be a British 1-2, I don't think, this time, though. Neve comes in to take the flag. It's going to be Gerard Bijlo in second, and Tonelli gets through for third on the final lap. Drama to the last in that heat number 5. Tim Neve will go to the top of the score chart, 2 wins out of 2. Gerard Bijlo will be 1 place behind him on 13 points. Magnificent stuff there in heat number 5. It was Tonelli who came through, I can tell you, to snatch third on the final lap from Jack Bell. They're both on 10 points now. Menno van Meer was 5th, the Dutchman. He moves on to 6 points. And behind him was Giacomo Bossetti. He scores 2 and also moves on to 6. Then Santiago Aranjo, well, he was in second place at 1 point, but ends up in 7th. Only 1 point to his name so far, and Klaus Meyer has yet to score. So 1 rider at least unbeaten so far. Then we move into heat number 6. Sammy Halbert is off from the front in this one, and he will be the one to watch here. Beaten in his first ride by Gerard Bijlo after a delay on the opening lap. He starts alongside Marius Kircher. He's on 2 points. Then Stefano Casiraghi is also on 2, and completing the front row for this heat 6 is Kevin Corradetti. He's on 5, the former Italian champion. Second row of the grid, Tom Neve. He's on 6, the wild card. Alongside him, it's Michele Guerra. He's on 4, despite that jump start penalty in his opening ride. And Jasmin Poppenreiter, she's on 1. Completing the grid, Andrej Švedik, he's on 5. Watch for him coming through from the outside of the second row. Plenty of Czech Republic supporters here this evening. So we know that Tim Neve will be leading this meeting after the second round of races, the only unbeaten rider so far. Tom Neve and Sammy Halbert could be the 2 to watch here. Halbert in pole position on the inside of the front row. We are underway. A lot of lift there for Sammy Halbert. Out of the start, it's going to be Kevin Corradetti who leads from the outside the front row into the first turn. They go down the back straight for the first time. Halbert forces his way through on the inside into second place, side by side with Andrej Švedik, who's made a good start up into third position. Then it's anybody's race for 4th. Halbert tries to force his way through again. There's Tom Neve. Not the best of starts for him this time. He's down in 6th, but Halbert has taken the lead. Looking for his second grand final win in succession today. He won in Germany on the speedway track at Meissen. Here comes Andrej Švedik. What a brilliant season he's having, looking for a 3rd consecutive podium. Coming through into second now, and Michele Guerra's going well too. Corradetti, after a fast start, has been shuffled back. He could be down to 5th here because the 1.52 of Stefano Casiraghi coming through. He's going well. Up into 4th position, the Italian. He's now under fire from Corradetti, the 2 Italians together. Tom Neve on the Zeta is in 6th position. 7th is Marius Kircher. Jasmin Poppenreiter is in 8th. That's Sammy Halbert away and clear. Man from Washington State, USA. Dominant this time after a slightly faltering start in his opening ride as he just learned This track, one of the shorter tracks on the World Championship schedule this year, 305 metres. Coming through to complete 5 of the 8 laps. Well, problems there at the back. Looks like we've had a tangle there. The red flags will come out. I didn't quite see who that was. We'll pick that up in a moment. There was a spectacular fall there going into turn 3. Now, we were into lap 6, 3/4 distance. So will the race be awarded? We'll await confirmation. We'll identify who has gone down there. I think it might have been Marius Kirscher who was involved there. Yes, it is Kirscher. There's 3 or 4 riders involved there. Kirscher is up. Jasmin Poppenreiter's in there as well. Certainly a big tangle there down the back straights. Just trying to identify the other rider involved. It may have been Tom Neve involved there. 3 or 4 machines down. Possibly Stefano Casiraghi as well. There's Vit Janacek looking on from the pit entrance. He's on 7 points so far. Let's hope everyone's all right there. That was quite a spectacular pile-up going down the back straight at the back of the field. No confirmation yet as to what's going to happen with heat number 6. Of course, first of all, we need to make sure everyone's okay. There's Michele Guerra, he's okay. Kevin Corradetti as well. Stefano Casiraghi just talking to Marius Kirscher. Those are 2 of the riders who tangled down the back straight. Rather earnest discussion going on between those 2. So just awaiting news on what's going to happen here with heat number 6. There is Slamin Sami Halbert. Normally races under number 69, but the goal number 1 for this season as world champion. He was leading at the time of the stoppage there, so just waiting to see if this race is going to be awarded. If he does get awarded the win, he'll be joint second on 13 points with Gerard Byler. Casiraghi walks away. Just waiting to see if this race will be awarded. We were on lap 6 out of 8. It's Andrei Švedik, second in the World Championship coming into this round, just talking to his crew. Švedik currently second in the Czech Championship behind Krajčević as well. Took the Czech title last season with Krajčević concentrating on his World Championship effort. Andrei Švedik, a regular in the World Championship since back in 2021. Just that one win to his name in Manchester in very wet weather in 2023 to his name. And riders just receiving treatment at the moment. We'll bring you news as soon as we can on those involved. Marius Kirscher walking away, Tom Neve's bike being taken away in the background as well. Kirscher does look in a bit of pain there. Michele Guerra just talking to Stefano Casiraghi, his fellow countryman. Riders still on track at the moment, no news if the race is going to be rerun or awarded. And there is Tom Neve's machine, the rear mudguard has broken off there. Don't know if it's Tom who is currently receiving treatment, I'm not sure, but we saw Jasmin Poppenreiter back on her feet, so If anybody is still down there, I suspect it could be Tom Neve. Bit of track regrading going on during this delay. Any debris being cleared. Big thanks to all the track staff, the medical staff, and everyone else here at the Stadion Millennium. Could not go racing without them. So racing currently halted here in Dunje Kraljevic due to an incident towards the end of heat number 6 of the FIM Flat Track World Championship, a tangle between 3 or 4 riders towards the back of the field, and those involved just receiving a bit of treatment down on track at the moment. We'll bring you news as and when we receive it, and be back underway as soon as we can. Marius Kircher, the German, one of the riders involved. His machine and himself back in the pit box. Looks a bit battered and bruised. See in the background there the poster of Jurica Pavlic, Croatia's greatest speedway rider. Raced here at the previous home of Croatian track racing at Prelog. Only a few miles away from here. So thanks for your patience during the enforced delay here while the medical team treat those involved in this incident. And we will be back underway with round 3 of the FIM Flat Track World Championship here in Croatia as soon as we are able. And the ambulance heading back to the medical room. Unconfirmed at the moment which rider is on board. Obviously we will not speculate until any info is confirmed. Rider's still on track, so it looks like Heat 6 is going to be rerun. Just as soon as we are able to do so. This rider's now beginning to move on to track. I think that's possibly Marius Kircher has just come back out onto track after some repairs to his machine. There's Sami Halbert, Andrei Švedik, Michele Guerra, Kevin Corradetti. The riders congregating at the pit gate then, just awaiting the all clear to resume racing with heat number 6. As the sun sets here in Croatia. It's been a fantastic day weather-wise. This afternoon, the event preceded by the FIM Speedway Women's Gold Trophy. It was won by Hannah Grunwald of Germany. So the riders heading onto track then for a rerun of heat number 6. Sammy Halbert with it all to do again from the inside of the front row. 2-minute warning is underway for all the remaining riders. So Sammy Halbert on the front row alongside Marius Kircher. He's been back to the pits for some repairs to his bike. Stefano Casiraghi, likewise, he's on his way to the start line. The front row completed by Kevin Corradetti. The second row, we will see Michele Guerra is there. Andrej Švedik is there. See if Jasmin Poppenreiter is back out as well on the 99. I don't think Tom Neve is there. I believe he was the rider receiving treatment, so all the best to Tom Neve. Jasmin Poppenreiter is there. Stefano Casiraghi adjudged to be the cause of that incident, so he will start from the penalty line. And no Tom Neve, number 68, so best wishes to him receiving treatment at the moment. So, ready for the rerun here in Croatia of heat number 6. Sammy Halbert with it all to do again. From the inside of the front row, we're underway. Down towards that first turn. Decent start again by Kevin Corradetti up into second place. It's Halbert who's got the lead. Trying to burst through the middle is Andrej Švedik, and he's done so out of turn 2. Fighting back is Marius Kircher on the inside, and Švedik fires the 27 of Corradetti out wide there to hold that second place. Kircher's able to come through as a result into third. Now here comes Michele Guerra up the inside. Now Andrej Švedik is not holding back. He's going after Sammy Halbert out in front. He wants to challenge for the World Championship this year. Corradetti in the blue and yellow is in third place. Trying to get around his outside is Michele Guerra. Then it's Marius Kircher who's dropped back into 5th position. Poppenreiter battling towards the back of the field along with Stefano Casiraghi. Looks like it's Casiraghi at the tail of the field. No, the battle is for third place now between the two Italians, Corradetti and Guerra. Down the home straight they come. Challenge on for the lead, possibly very shortly from Andrej Švedik on Sammy Halbert, the world champion. He's getting closer as they go into turn 3. Takes the wider line, tries to cut in on the exit of turns 3 and 4 to the white line. He squares the turn off. He's getting closer and closer to Sammy Halbert out in front. Out of turn 2 they come. These two well clear of the battle for third place, headed up by Corradetti. The battle is now for 4th because Kircher joining in along with Michele Guerra in the red, yellow and black. Kircher in the orange and white. They're not letting Corradetti get away into third place, and Švedik not letting Halbert get away in front either. Through 3 and 4, and Švedik's having a go here with 2 laps to go. He's 2 of the top 3 in the World Championship. Halbert currently 3rd. Had to fight his way through from the back of the grid in the final at Terenzano, the opening round. Still the battle raging for 3rd as well. It's hard to know where to look at Švedik up the inside. He fires down the inside. Spectacular move on Sammy Halbert, and he's made it stick. Švedik takes up the lead. We've got a new challenger for the World Championship certainly this year, but Halbert is fighting that. This is tremendous stuff. We're on the last lap now of the seat number 6. Can Švedik hang on through the final turn? Here comes Sammy Halbert up the inside. Švedik's drifting wide. Halbert goes up the inside. They're going to be side by side on the run to the line, and Švedik has held it. Cracking race. Corradetti hangs on for 3rd ahead of Guerra. Kircher is 5th. 6th goes to Jasmin Poppenreiter. Stefano Casiraghi at the back. Well, what a superb race. Andrej Švedik takes the win and the 7 points. That moves him on to 12. There's not many who can battle past Sammy Halbert like that. They both move on to 12 points, those two. It was Kevin Corradetti in 3rd place. He's on 10. And 4 points went to Michele Guerra. He's on 8 points. In 5th position that time was Marius Croatia in heat 6. He's on 5. Yasmin Poporaita scores 2 points. She's on 3. 1 point goes to Stefano Casiraghi. He's on 3. And Tom Neve, of course, a non-starter. He remains on 6 points. Yes, we hope that Tom Neve is going to be okay and can race again later on. But we have our clear meeting leader, and it is Tim Neve. The other of the brothers is our only unbeaten rider so far. Gerard Bailo is next on 13, then Svedik and Halbert level on 12. What a great ride that was by Andrej Svedik. Nikita Aljani going well. He's on 11. Erwin Krajcevic still down in 6th position despite that win in his second ride. Bell, Tonelli and Corradetti all on 10 points. Don't forget, it's all about getting into that all-important top 10 to get into the grand final. The next 10 go to the last chance race. 4 riders with 1 or 0 so far. As it stands, they would be missing out on a place in the final stages. Well, we'll have a look at some highlights in a moment of that second round of heats. There have been a lot of highlights so far. Some cracking racing. In heat number 4, it was Markus Gell, the German, who made the best getaway. But it was all about Erwin Krajcevic from there on as he battled with the German at the front of the field. Everybody else trying to be third. Vit Janacek, Nikita Aljani, Stanislav Orodnik involved in the early stages. But Krajcevic eventually got past Markus Gell and got away to take the victory. Markus Gell holding off Vit Janacek in the battle for second position. As Krajcevic sped to his first win of the evening to move up into the top 6 of the standings so far. Heat number 5, Tim Neve was off from the front. He was outpaced at the start by Menno van Meer and Giacomo Bassetti. 3 wide out of turn 2 did not quite work for the others, and Tim Neve able to get clear as everybody else started jockeying for second place. Menno van Meer having a spectacular battle with Santiago Aranjo. He went way wide through turn 4, and everybody else coming through on the inside. Gerard Bailo, winner of heat 1 from the back of the grid, battling his way along with the likes of Menno van Meer and Jack Bell, but it was Tim Neve who sped clear to take his second victory and go clear at the top of the standings. Superb fight all the way in the pack. Daniele Tonelli getting involved and snatching third from Jack Bell in the closing stages. Heat number 6. Sammy Halbert didn't make the best of starts. It was Kevin Corradetti who led the way into the first turn of the first staging. Sammy Halbert and Andrej Svedik soon came through to the front ahead of Michele Guerra. The race, of course, was stopped due to a tangle at the back of the field on lap 5. The race rerun without the unfortunately injured Tom Neve as a result of that. Sammy Halbert thought he'd have things all his own way, but he reckoned without a determined Andrej Svedik, who forced Kevin Corradetti aside to move into second place, and then went after the world champion out in front. Bided his time, reeling him in as everybody else battled for third behind. The outside line didn't work for Andrej Svedik. He kept trying as Corradetti held third ahead of Guerra and Kircher. Then into turns 3 and 4, the move came. Finding a gap and sending it up the inside. Superb move by Andrej Svedik, almost catching Sammy Halbert by surprise. Halbert was ready to fight back into the final lap. Up the inside. Svedik wound the throttle on. A superb ride from Andrej Svedik. They finished almost side by side, and Svedik able to hang on to victory by less than a bike length. Brilliant racing in heat number 6. A new challenger potentially for the world title held by Sammy Halbert. Bit of track work going on at the moment as the sun sets here at Donje Kraljevic. We'll be back underway shortly.
Season so far not really good because my start in Terrazzano was quite bad because I had a big crash with Saku and it was very disappointing for me. So, in Meissen, last race, I was in the final in about 8th or 9th place and I lost my steel shoe. And after that, it's not possible to race it because if you lose a steel shoe, you find out what it is like and it's just not possible. So the feelings are quite good for this race. The bike's good, I trained well, the track looks good, so I hope for a good day today, yeah. My goals for the season are to end in the top 10 actually, and I'm trying to push forward after the bad start in Terrazzano. So also today I hope to be in the final and make some good points.
So a bit of track preparation going on then ahead of our next round of heats. Heat number 7 will see Sammy Halbert and Tom Neve scheduled to meet. Hopefully Tom will be able to take his place later on after a bit of treatment. We'll wait and see though. Vit Janaszek also out in heat number 7. Andrej Švedik lines up on the front row for heat 8 along with Gerard Bilo, Jack Bell and Erwin Krajcevic also out in that one. That could be the pick of the third segment of this meeting. And then in heat number 9, Tim Neve will go for a hat-trick going from the back of the grid this time. Daniele Tonelli could be one to watch in there as well. Also Menno van Meer, we just heard from him, the reason he finished last in the final at the second round at Meissen, his steel shoe that all the riders wear to help them with cornering on the shale came off during that race. He had to finish without. See the riders with a steel shoe plate on their left boot in every race to help them slide around the turns. Without a steel shoe, you're not nearly as effective. Well, so far in this event, it is Tim Neve who leads the way with 2 heat wins out of 2. He's on 14 points. Gerard Bilo a point behind him. Then on 12, it's Andrej Švedik and Sammy Halbert. Nikita Aljani, perhaps the surprise package so far, on 11 points. The German, Erwin Krajcevic, only 6th. He's on 10 points, joint 6th with Jack Bell, Daniele Tonelli and Kevin Corradetti. One rider yet to score, that's Klaus Meyer, the Austrian. William Bonici, Santiago Arangio and Stanislav Orodnik have only scored 1 point so far. And of course, we wish all the best to Tom Neve, tonight's wildcard after that crash in heat number 6. Currently receiving treatment in the medical room. So we're at the halfway point of the qualifying heats tonight. Riders with improvement needed to get into the all-important top 10 overall include the likes of Giacomo Bassetti, 6 points for him so far, Menno van Meer, Saku Pertilo, the young Finn. He's got a big future ahead of him, though. His day will come. Great to see such a large crowd here in Croatia. Europe, North and South America represented this year. We have seen Australia or even Japan represented in the FIM Flat Track World Championship in the past, but Masatoshi Omori not in action this year. He was Gerard Bilo's teammate at Zaita last season. Nikita Aljani's pit crew working there, just changing tyres. Still a very warm evening here in Croatia. Track staff working to keep dust to a minimum. We await the all clear to get back underway from the race director and referee. There is the world champion, Sammy Halbert. Looking a bit pensive. He was certainly surprised there by Andrej Švedik in heat number 6 at the end of that penultimate lap as he went flying up the inside, the Czech. In new colours this year, the American, for the OMT racing team. Of course, the Pavlich family May not be racing anymore, but still very involved in track racing in Croatia behind the scenes. So looking forward to heat number 7, Sammy Halbert should be the favourite. He'll be off the inside of the second row this time of the grid. Markus Gell could be a challenger, the German, if he makes a good start from the outside of the front row. Janacek might be in with a chance of some decent points here as well. Giacomo Bossetti needs some improvement, currently on the cusp really with 6 points. Just looking at the results from the first 2 rounds. Score minimum about 15-16 points is what you need to make it into the automatic qualifying places for the final. Let's get into the last chance places. Really 7 or more is the minimum score needed. There is Gerard Bailo, statistically the most successful World Championship rider. What's the points record with 367 points from 22 appearances. Yet remarkably, he has never won a grand final. He's had 6 podiums in his career, but he's never won a final. In 2022, when he took the title, he was on the podium 3 times. He had 3 second places, a 6th and a 7th, and consistency enough to win in the championship. Last bit of track maintenance just taking place before the riders are brought out onto track for heat number 7. This one we'll see Michele Guerra lining up on the inside of the front row. He's on 8 points alongside Vit Janacek, who's on 7. They're both looking potential spoilers here this evening. Klaus Mayer will be on the front row. He's yet to score, the only rider with no points so far. Markus Gell completes the front row. He's on 7 points. Sammy Halbert will be on the inside of row 2. He's on 12. As they start to make their way out. And Giacomo Bossetti, he's on 6. Likewise, Tom Nevel. I don't think we'll see Tom out there. And Stanislav Orodnik completes the lineup, the Ukrainian. He's on 1 point. Such a shame for Tom Neve. He's desperate to get his chance on the world stage. And it all came crashing down, sadly, in that tangle in Heat 6 when he went down along with Marius Kircher and Yasmin Poppenreiter. Stefano Casaraghi involved there as well. So all eyes will be on Sammy Halbert here, looking for his first race win of the evening, beaten by Gerard Bailo first time out. Sammy was delayed on the first lap, and then that sterling challenge from Andrei Svedik in Heat 6 to relegate the American to second place. Next highest scorer to Halbert in this heat is Michele Guerra, who starts directly in front of him. He's on 8 points. Is this race going to be a battle for second? Or can Halbert's colours be lowered again? Markus Gell could be with a chance off the outside of the front row. Vit Janacek likewise next to Michele Guerra. 7 riders only on the grid, no Tom Neve out there. Here we go then with heat number 7 here at Donji Kraljevic. We're underway. Not the best of starts for Michele Guerra. It's going to be Vit Janacek, I think, who leads the way into the first turn. Klaus Mayer there on the outside. Markus Gell is caught on the wide line. It's Janacek who gets clear. Now, watch for Sammy Halbert. He's in 5th place as they come down into turn 3 for the first time. Janacek has the lead. Guerra's fought back. He's side by side with Klaus Mayer. Markus Gell is in 4th position. There's Orodnik at the back of the field behind Giacomo Bossetti. Sammy Halbert yet to make his move. Maybe he'll wait until a little later on to start picking them off in front of him as Michele Guerra gets clear into second place with Janacek in the lead. Vit Janacek, who sits in 7th place in the championship coming into this round. Klaus Mayer is sent out wide by Sammy Halbert, who's now on the attack. Has he left it late though? First 2 have got slightly further clear than he was anticipating, I think. Janacek ahead of Guerra. Up into 4th now is Giacomo Bossetti. Klaus Mayer, his usual performance of making a good start and then going backwards. Markus Gell got sent wide in all of that a lap ago as well. He gets back ahead of Giacomo Bossetti. up into fourth position, but Halbert is not reeling in Michele Guerra for that second place. Is he playing it safe here, perhaps, to make sure he makes the top 10, I wonder? It's not normally Sami's style. Through turns 1 and 2, it is Vit Janacek who leads the way. This is impressive stuff from the man on the Honda, number 51. Guerra in second place on the Husqvarna. Halbert only third at the moment. Are we in for another surprise result here? Marcus Jell has come back through into fourth place on the number 82 on the KTM. Going round to start the penultimate lap, and it's still Janacek who leads the way. This will boost his confidence. Made both finals so far this season, sits in 7th place in the championship. Very impressive indeed so far from the Czech in his first full World Championship season. Made his debut as a wild card last year. This is going to double his score if he can hang on for another lap. Halbert now closing on second place man Michele Guerra. Runs out wide there, right to the fence as they take the yellow flag. He's not going to catch these two, I don't think, Sami Halbert on the final turn. He's going to settle for third place in heat number 7. Another surprise result as Janacek takes the win. Guerra an excellent second, Halbert back in third. Then Marcus Jell fourth, Bossetti is fifth. Klaus Meyer gets into the points for the first time in 6th. And Orodnik is 7th. So Vit Janacek moves on to 14 points with the victory there. A good second for number 4. Michele Guerra, he's also on 14, and 5 points for Sami Halbert. He's on 17 and goes to the temporary lead in the points chart. Marcus Jell picks up 4, and the German moves on to 11. 3 points for Giacomo Bossetti, he's on 9, and 2 points for Klaus Meyer. That opens his account for the evening. 1 point for Stanislav Orodnik, he's on 2. Tom Neve, a non-starter, remains on 6. Sami Halbert yet to win a heat tonight then. Temporarily goes top of the points now. This is going to be an interesting one. Heats at number 8. Bilo, Švedik, and the surprise package so far, Nikita Aljani and Erwin Krajcevic, the World Championship leader, all out together. Jack Bell is in this one as well. Some very quick riders indeed. Any one of 5, I reckon, could win this. It's Andrej Švedik off the inside of the front row. He's on 12 points. Next to him is Santiago Arangio. Not had the luck going for him tonight, the Argentinian. He's on 1. Alongside him is Gerard Bilo. He's on 13. Completing the front row is Jasmin Poppenreiter. She's on 3. The second row, we'll have William Bonici. He's on 1 point. Nikita Aljani on 11. Krajcevic and Bell on the outside, both on 10. Here we go, heat number 8 gets underway. Švedik gets away well, but it's Bilo who hits the first turn first, looking for his second win of the evening. Švedik slots in second place now. Are we going to see a similar performance to heat number 6? Krajcevic is in third. Is Švedik going to track Bilo for the lead and launch an attack late on? Better start from Arangio this time. He's ahead of Aljani. Poppenreiter further back, not the best of starts for Jack Bell. He's back in 7th. Andrej Švedik is going for the lead here, attacking Gerard Bilo, the 2022 world champion. Tries for the outside. Krajcevic trying to go up the inside of both of them through turns 3 and 4. Bilo just about hangs on at the moment. Aljani gets past Arangio now into 4th position. Bell is up to 6. He's ahead of Bonici. Round the outside comes Andrej Švedik. Has he done enough there? The Zaita team cheering on Gerard Bilo. He just hasn't quite got the speed there, I don't think, to stop Andrej Švedik, who's going all the way around the outside. Švedik's crew alongside the Zaita men cheering him on, and Švedik has got the lead. Now here comes Krajcevic, the top 2 in the World Championship coming into this round. Krajcevic 2 points ahead of Andrej Švedik. Don't forget it's 25 points to the to the winner of the grand final today, I should say, sorry. 22 for second, 20 for third. We'll come to that a little later on though. They're battling for 7 points for a win in this heat at the moment, and Bilo is fighting back up the inside out of turn 2. We're just past halfway in this heat number 8. Krajcevic biding his time behind. Everybody else fighting for 4th place, currently held by Aljani ahead of Arangio, but it's 3 together for the lead now. Terrific battle here. Hard to know where to look in this heat number 8. Here comes Gerard Bilo, the Spaniard, on the inside. Švedik trying to shut the door. Krajcevic is getting ever closer. Racing of the quality that would grace a grand final. Bilo up the inside. Can he take the lead back again? Yes, he's done it into turn 1. Švedik fights back on the outside. This is incredible stuff. And Svenik squeezes round the outside, almost to the fence there, on the back straight. This is wonderful stuff. Here comes Krajcevic. He's going to try and go up the inside of both of them. Coming out at turn 4. Look at this. They're 3 wide across the line to the last lap. Oh, Krajcevic up the inside. He's going through. He's certainly got second. Can he stay ahead of Svenik? The 2 World Championship rivals absolutely together into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Who's going to cross the line first? This is incredible. Heat number 8. Guiding Krajcevic up the inside. He's done it. Oh, brilliant. Magnificent ride by Erwin Krajcevic. He bided his time all the way through until the last couple of laps, and he's stolen the win. That is the race of the year in the World Championship so far. Erwin Krajcevic snatches the win on the final lap. He moves on to 17 points. Andrej Švedik takes second place. Švedik moves on to 18, and Gerard Byler will be frustrated there. He gets 5 points, having led for most of the way. He's on 18. The Zeta just doesn't quite seem to have the straight line speed of the KTMs. Confirm the rest of the result then as I get my breath back after that one. 4 points for Santiago Arangio. He's now on 5, inclusive his chances of making at least the last chance race. Jack Bell came through for 4 points. He's on, for 3 points I should say. He's on 13. Then it was Aljani who dropped back in that one, down into 6th position, picks up 2 points. He's on 13. 1 point for William Bonici. He's on 2. And failing to score there was Yasmin Poppenreiter. She remains on 3. Okay, draw breath ready for heats number 9. This one will see Stefano Casiraghi off the front row on the inside. He's on 3 points. Next to him, Max Hellman, who's on 7. Menno van Meer on 6. And completing the front row is Daniele Tonelli. He's a potential winner. He's on 10. Second row of the grid, we've got Kevin Corradetti. He's on 10. Alongside him is Marius Kircher on 5, and Saku Pertilo on 5. Completing the grid, Tim Neve going for 3 out of 3. But he's going to do it the hard way this time from the back. His mind probably on his brother, who's sadly out injured. Let's see what's going to happen then in heat number 9. The last of the third round of races. Can Team Neve remain unbeaten? We are underway. Good start by Menno van Meer from the third gate of the front row. He takes the lead. Here comes Tonelli up on the outside on the TM machine, number 90. But it's the 100 of Van Meer on the Honda. The Dutchman leads the way. Now, where's Tim Neve? There he is, fighting for second place. The collision. Oh, dear. Nasty crash there into turn 3. That was Casiraghi who came down. He was collected. That's a nasty one there. There was contact between Tim Neve and Stefano Casiraghi. Casiraghi comes down, and he's been collected there by, I didn't quite see who. May have been Saku Pertilo, but we'll confirm in a moment. But it seems like the third race in each block is full of incidents tonight. Heat 3, Heat 6, and now Heat 9. Ends with a spill. There was Saku Pertilo involved there, just being checked on by Max Hellman. Hopefully Saku is just winded, but so we know he was still recuperating from that injury sustained in the opening round at Terenzano as well. Concern here is for Stefano Casiraghi. Saku Pertilo is checking on his handlebars there. So he appears to be okay. Daniele Tonelli is checking on his fellow countryman. So we await news once again. That is the beta machine we saw there of Stefano Casiraghi, the Italian-built machine. Famous for their trials machines as well. But Stefano Casiraghi receiving treatment at the moment. He was collected there, I think, by Pertilo as he came down. Tim Neve involved as well. We'll see what the referee decides on that one. There will be a rerun, of course. We're only a couple of laps into heat number 9. If Tim Neve is at fault, he will have to start even further back on the grid than he already was. Saku Pertillo does look in some pain. Hope he's okay to continue. To concern again here amongst this sizable crowd in Croatia. Stefano Casiraghi receiving some treatment. He's a newcomer to flat track this year, was a supermoto rider up until 2025. Currently 11th in the Italian Championship, rode in the big open event at Gorzów in Poland recently. Flat track new to Poland over the last couple of years, only its second ever event in the country. It's second ever international at Gorzów. Was won by Sami Halbert ahead of Andrej Svedek and Erwin Krajcevic. The first Poles to make their way into flat track racing compete in that meeting as Lukas Bunjevic and Bartosz Timoshuk. Maybe we'll see them in World Championship competition someday. So we await news once again from the scene down there. We've already seen an unfortunate incident for Tom Neve, and now Stefano Casiraghi is down. He's yet to make the finals of a World Championship round. He finished outside the qualifying places with just 4 points in his home round at Terenzano in the north of Italy, and then 1 place off the foot of the scoring table ahead of Jasmin Poppenreiter at Meissen. So he's yet to pick up any points this season in terms of championship points. As they were saying, it is 25 points if you win the grand final, then 22 for second, 20 for third, 18 for fourth, and 16, 15, 14, and so on downwards to 1 point for the 20th place. There's an additional point on offer as well for the fastest lap in the grand final. That went to Andrej Svedek at Terenzano and to Sami Halbert in Germany. Popcorn, anyone? Why not? Plenty of provisions available, plenty of cold drinks. Will be very welcome on this hot day here in Croatia. Ice creams as well. I'm sure the licensed bars will be doing a brisk trade as well. So we await to get back underway with racing here in Croatia, with heat number 9 having been stopped to collision with between Tim Neve and Stefano Casiraghi. Into turn 3, Casiraghi came down and was unfortunately collected by Saku Pertillo, who had nowhere to go. We hope that the Italian is going to be all right. There is Saku Pertillo's machine. Hopefully he's okay to carry on. He did look in some pain after that tangle. Protégé of Lasse Kurvinen, the former 2-time world champion who retired at the end of last season. His last event saw him make the podium in Hungary at Debrecen, where Sami Halbert won his first world title. There is Kevin Corradetti, the reigning Italian flat track champion. Of course, flat track becoming hugely popular both on the ovals and the TT courses of Italy. World Championship has visited Bova's, the TT course, on several occasions in the west of the country, switching to Terenzano for this season. Corradetti currently 4th in the Italian Championship. It's Daniele Tonelli leading the Italian series this year. Corradetti's World Championship heritage goes back to, right back to 2020, when he made 2 appearances. His best finish on that occasion was 4th at Pardubice. Medical crew currently with Stefano Casiraghi. He'll be taken back to the medical room for a checkup. We hope we are not going to be 2 riders down this evening. There's Max Hellmann, the bespectacled young Austrian and apprentice car mechanic. Very impressive so far this season, superb at the season opener at Terenzano with 7th place, making his first grand final on that occasion. Currently 15th in the championship after finishing last in the last chance race at Meissen. Stefano Casiraghi is taken off track to the medical centre. Hopefully we will shortly be able to get racing back underway once the officials are all back in position. Marius Kirch's machine is worked on ahead of the restart. He was involved in that tangle in heat 6 as well. Just adjusting the rear sprocket then. Our race director Glenn Phillips is talking to Tim Neve down there. I'm wondering if Tim has been identified as the cause of that stoppage. I'm wondering if Glenn is telling him that he's going to have to start further back on the lineup. Riders now getting their helmets and racing goggles back on. So we are almost ready to resume racing as soon as we have the all clear from the race director and the referee. So the riders head back round for the restart then. No Stefano Casiraghi, he was originally on the inside of row 1. Max Hellmann will be on position 2 on the grid on the front row. Next to him, Menno van Meer, and completing the front row, Daniele Tonelli. The second row, we will see Kevin Corradetti, Marius Kircher, Saku Pertillo, and Tim Neve, as I expected, is going to start from the handicap there as the cause of the stoppage, that collision with Stefano Casiraghi. So Casiraghi, no points for him. He will remain on 3 points. Let's see what Tim Neve can do from the very back of the lineup then. Menno van Meer makes a good start here. He could hang on in front. Tonelli's in with a chance. Suddenly this race just became a bit more open. See Pertillo back on the grid after being involved in that spill. Under darkened skies now here in Croatia, we get underway with the rerun of heats at number 9. Van Meer gets away well, so does Tonelli. Tonelli has a go around the outside through turns 1 and 2, but it's Menno van Meer, the Dutchman, who pulls away down the back straight. Now, where is Tim Neve? He's back in the pack at the moment, trying to get around the outside this time into turn 3. The track cutting up a little through turn 3, I noticed. Chasing now Saku Pertillo on the number 3 machine, but it's Menno van Meer who leads. Tonelli going for the outside as they come off turn 2. The lead battle currently between these two, pulling away from the rest of the field. Max Hellmann is in 3rd place. 4th is Corradetti. Here comes Tim Neve on the outside. He's in P5. Now he's unbeaten so far. He'll only pick up 3 points for 5th place. On for 7 points is Menno van Meer, a finalist at the last round at Meissen. Still holding 4th is Kevin Corradetti, frustrating Tim Neve's hopes of making it 3 wins out of 3. If it stays like this, it'll be Andrej Švedik who will be at top of the score charts along with Gerard Bailo on 18 points. As Tim Neve, if he picks up 3, will only be on 17. Chasing Corradetti, who again holds him off into turn 3. Menno van Meer still holding off Tonelli for the lead. It's Hellmann in 3rd place. There's a gap back to the other 2 riders at the tail end of the field at the moment. Neve persisting in trying the outside line now. But it's still Menno van Meer who leads the way. We're past half distance now in this heat number 9 of this rather incident-packed round 3 of the FIM Flat Track World Championship. Neve finally gets the move done around the outside of Kevin Corradetti. He's up into P4 and Tonelli switching his line to the inside. I don't think Van Meer expected that, and Tonelli, runner-up in the opening round in Italy, is through into the lead. Van Meer ready to fight back through that rather bumpy turn 3. Third place is Hellman. Fourth, there is Neve. Fifth is Corradetti. They've pulled clear of the other 2 riders. We're battling at the back. That's Marius Kircher and Saku Pertilo. Can Tim Neve rise any higher in this one? We're into the last lap now. It's looking good for Daniele Tonelli. He's on 10 points so far. He'll be on to 17 and into definitely grand final contention on the number 90. Almost celebrating already. Don't wheelie just yet. You've got one more turn to negotiate, Daniele. Here he comes into the final turn. The checkered flag in sight. Tonelli wins it. Second goes to Van Meer. Tim Neve only manages 4th. His unbeaten run comes to an end. He's on 18 points with that 4-point score, but 7 points go to race winner Daniele Tonelli. He's on to 17 points now. Picks up his first win of the event after a pair of third places early on. He could be an outside bet for honours here, you know. 6 points go to Menno van Meer. He's on to 12 points. Struggled a bit to 5th in his opening ride. Third place, and the 5 points go to Max Hellman. Good ride from him. He's on 12 now. 4th place goes to Tim Neve. He moves on to 18. And the joint lead of the meeting with Svedik and Bailo. And 3 points to Kevin Corradetti. He's on 13. 2 points for Saku Pertilo. He held off Marius Kircher for sixth place in that one, so Pertilo on to 7 points. Kircher is on 6, and of course Stefano Casiraghi remains on 3. All the best to him. So joint leaders after 3 rounds of qualifying heats: Tim Neve, Andrej Svedik and Gerard Bailo, all on 18 points, all on 17. Krajcevic, Tonelli and Halbert. It looks like those 6 will make it through to the grand final. Place is still very much open behind. Janacek and Guerra on 14, Agliani, Bell and Corradetti all on 13. Van Meer in contention on 12, as is Max Hellman, and Marcus Jell just a point behind them. It looks as though they'll be contesting those top 10 places to get into the grand final at the first attempt. As for the last chance race, we'll have to see how things change. Stefano Casiraghi, I don't think we'll see him back out. Likewise, sadly, Tom Neve. Of course, you won't see riders move up, with the championship points being awarded to last chance riders. So we will have a look in a moment at some highlights of that round of races, heats 7, 8 and 9, as the track is watered ahead of our final round of qualifying heats. Heat number 10, it was a decent getaway by Vit Janacek. Everybody was predicting that Sami Halbert would dominate heat number 7. He could only manage 3rd place, making his way through in the early stages, perhaps playing it safe and making sure he gets a grand final place for later on. It was Vit Janacek who led the field home. An impressive ride by Michele Guerra, new to the World Championship this year, picking up the 6 points. Both of them now on 14 and in contention for a grand final position. Top 10 go through, don't forget, the next 10 to the last chance race. Sami Halbert made it up to 3rd, but ran out of time perhaps to catch the 2 ahead of him. It was a win for Vit Janacek, who continues an impressive season so far. Michele Guerra certainly making the flat track world sit up and take notice of him this season. In 2nd place there with 6 points. Halbert yet to win a race tonight, perhaps surprisingly in the early stages. Next up was heat number 8. Some big names out in this one. It turned into the race of the season so far. Gerard Bailo led the early going ahead of Andrej Svedik, but tracking their every move and just biding his time in that 3rd place was Erwin Krajcevic. Everybody else was battling away for 4th position. It was hard to know where to look in this heat number 8. Bailo led the early going. Svedik getting around the outside. He was squeezed up against the back straight fence at one point, but they were so busy battling each other, it was almost as if they hadn't noticed. Krajcevic creeping up behind them in the closing stages. In the last couple of laps, he finally made his move. It was a marvellous race, heat number 8, worthy of a grand final. As Bailo and Svedik stayed side by side, Krajcevic made sure there was nobody else around who could challenge. Just as Bailo retook the lead, Krajcevic made his move down the inside of both of them. A brilliant piece of riding into the final lap. The move of the season, the race of the season so far. Well done, Erwin Krajcevic, showing why he is a world champion. Frustration for Bijlo, who only managed third. And the Czechs showed their supremacy so far this season once again. Then it was on to heats at number 9. Tim Neve starting as the favourite from the back of the field, hoping to make it an unbeaten 3 out of 3. Unfortunately, a collision with Stefano Casiraghi saw the race rerun. Casiraghi, a non-starter. Neve having to start from the back. And it was Menno van Meer who led the early going. Tim Neve got stuck behind Kevin Corradetti in the pack. It was left to Daniele Tonelli to challenge Menno van Meer, the Dutchman, for the lead. Tried the outside line early on, switched his attack to the inside to take the lead, as Neve got around the outside of Kevin Corradetti. Almost at the same time, Tonelli took the lead away from Van Meer and went on to his first win of the evening, moving himself into contention for those grand final places. 3 joint leaders currently at the top: Neve, Svedek and Bijlo on 18 points. 1 round of qualifying heats to go. So a little bit of track grading to come, and 3 more qualifying heats very shortly.
Great to be here, part of the FIM World Flat Track Championship. I've only experienced it with my twin brother Tim last year, coming as a mechanic, so it's nice to finally make my debut here in Croatia and see what it's all about. So I started racing flat track, grassroots level racing. That was the foundations of my racing career before I went road racing. And then the last sort of 10 years, it's just been focused on road racing. So to come back into flat track this year has been really refreshing actually, and the level has improved so much. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy race, that's for sure, but it's I've had a few races this year to build up to it, so it should be okay. My goal for the race is obviously to make the final is first and foremost. It's a really competitive field. I'm on a new bike with the Zietta, which is very different to your sort of conventional DTX flat track bikes, which I've been used to. So it will be different for sure. But thankfully we had a test in Terenzano on Tuesday to get used to the bike and meet the team, which was useful. So yeah, if I can fight for some wins in the heat races, make the final and aim for a podium, that would be amazing on my debut, but I'm under no illusions that it's going to be hard. There's some really good level riders here from all over the world. I'm just going to enjoy the experience and see what it brings.
Well, sadly, Tom Neve's experience proved to be a relatively brief one. Crashing out of the meeting in his second ride. I don't think we're going to see him back out, so get well soon, Tom. As we get ready for our final round of qualifying races, the top 2 in the world meet in heat number 10, Krajcevic and Svedek. Watch out for Menno van Meer and Michele Guerra in that one as well. In heat number 11, we will see Vit Janacek go for his second win, likewise Gerard Bijlo and Sammy Halbert looking for his first, while Tim Neve, one of our joint leaders, is out in heats at number 12. Fellow countryman Jack Bell is out in that one, and some riders who could still make the leap into the top 10. Marcus Gell, Giacomo Bassetti and Sacco Pertillo, if they get a strong result in heats number 12. So the top 10 currently is Neve, Svedek and Bijlo all on 18, Krajcevic, Tonelli and Halbert on 17. Looks like they're going to make it through into the grand final at the first hurdle. Behind them, Janacek and Guerra are on 14. Aliani, Bell and Corradetti are all on 13. So they're on the cusp at the moment. Likewise, Van Meer and Hellman, they have 12. Marcus Gell has 11. So I'd say they're the contenders for the top 10. The rest more likely to make it into the last chance qualifying places. We've got Giacomo Bassetti has 9, Saka Patillo 7, Tom Neve on 6, but I would say he's out of the meeting, sadly. Marius Kircher is on 6, Arangio on 5, Casiraghi on 3, but it's unlikely we'll see him back out after that spill. Jasmin Poppenreiter has 3, Klaus Meyer, Stanislav Orodnik and William Bonici all have 2. So at least there's no 0 scorers tonight. We did have 1 0 scorer from the heats in Mason, that was Jasmin Poppenreiter, so at least she's got some points on the board this time. William Bonici at the tail end of the score chart there. He's yet to make the final stages this season. Likewise, Poppenreiter. Klaus Meyer did so in Germany. So I'll wait to see how things pan out after our final round of qualifying races. Švedik and Krajčević will be the 2 to watch in heat number 10, and they're off the front row with Michele Guerra, who's on 14 points, starting between them. Menno van Meer, if he gets a good result starting from the inside of row 2, he could cause perhaps a surprise here. He's just outside the qualifying places in 12th at the moment on 12 points. So the full lineup then for heat number 10 as the riders make it out on the track is Erwin Krajčević off the inside on 17 points. Next to him, Michele Guerra on 14 and Ondrej Švedik on 18, one of our joint leaders on position 3. The outside the front row, Klaus Meyer on 2 points. Second row, Menno van Meer on 12. Alongside him, it is Stanislav Orodnik. He's on 2 points. Completing the field for this one, Marius Kircher on 6 and Santiago Arangio on 5. Santiago's not had the fortune going for him tonight. He was disqualified from his first ride after a collision with Nikita Aljani, then got relegated down to 7th place in Heat 5, recovered for 4th in his 3rd ride in Heat 8. But the 2 Czechs are the ones to watch here, Švedik and Krajčević. Now, if Ondrej Švedik can defeat Erwin Krajčević this time, that will be a psychological blow and a boost to his own confidence here. He wants to take the fight to his fellow countrymen for the world title this year. The finale, of course, is in the Czech Republic at Pardubice. Oh yes, here we go. This is going to be a good one. Heat number 10, the last chance for these riders to get some points on the board. Try and secure their final places. Taking their time here, just waiting till everybody's in position. Here we go, the start marshal walks away. Revs are up and away they go. Decent start by Krajčević from the inside. Švedik gets out with him. A look at Klaus Meyer around the outside. A decent start by the Kawasaki man. Side by side for second with Švedik in the early stages. Now Švedik, I expect, will force him wide going into turn 3. Yes, Klaus Meyer onto the outside line. Also in there is Michele Guerra on the number 4. The next 4 riders battling for 5th position. It's Menno van Meer who has 5th at the moment. He needs to rise higher here to try and make the top 10. But Krajčević is away and gone. Showed his supremacy in the previous round in heat number 8 when he got past Švedik to take the victory, and Bailo as well. Klaus Meyer down to 4th place. Here comes Michele Guerra, and he's going for the inside on Ondrej Švedik. Michele Guerra has been one of the surprise packages of the meeting tonight, I have to say. Going for 2nd place on the inside, and he's got 2nd position there through turns 3 and 4. Švedik fights back on the outside, one of the few riders really making the outside line work for him here this evening. But no, Guerra has the place. Well, Krajčević is away and gone. This will put the World Championship leader on to 24 points for the evening. That could be enough to top the score chart. Michele Guerra, he could secure himself a grand final place here. Švedik is down to 3rd. have to channel his anger into the finals. He's fighting back though. Here comes Svedek up the inside. We saw him do this earlier on in his second ride when he dove down the inside of Sami Halbert. He's done it again through turns 3 and 4, and he's back into second. Guerra fights back up the inside now. Terrific duel between these two for second place. It's going to be a win for Erwin Krajcevic. He's away and gone, but all the action is behind him for this second place. Round the outside line now, Michele Guerra. Has he gone too wide there through turn 4? He has. Here comes Svedek on the inside. Guerra just about holding him there at the moment. That's good defensive work by Michele Guerra for second. Everybody else is well behind them. They're coming round to start the final lap this time. It's very close indeed here. Svedek back up the inside, retakes the place. Fourth place is still Klaus Meyer. Better run from him, but it's going to be a win for Erwin Krajcevic, who is going to be second. Has Svedek done enough? Guerra going for the inside for a last bend lunge. Is it going to work for Michele Guerra? Krajcevic wins it, but who is going to be second? A photo finish. I think Svedek just got there. Meyer will take fourth. Van Meer is fifth, and he's frustrated there. He knows that could have cost him a final place. Well, Erwin Krajcevic, we were questioning whether Svedek could defeat his fellow countryman there, but no problem. Krajcevic, a clear winner of heat number 10. I think Svedek got second place, which means that they both finish on 24. They're going through to the grand final. We'll confirm the rest of the result then. Michele Guerra scored 5, a great fight from him. He's on 19. That should see him into the grand final. 4 points go to Klaus Meyer, improvement from the Austrian. He finishes on 6. Will that be enough to put him into the last chance race? We'll wait and see. 3 points there for a disappointed Menno van Meer. He finishes on 15. That's on the cusp of the top 10. 2 points for Marius Kircher. He finishes on 8. I'm not sure that will be enough. 1 point for Santiago Aranjo. We never even saw him in that one. Only 6 points for him this evening. And at the back was Stanislav Orodnik. He finishes on 2 and will not make it through into the last chance race. So that's the Ukrainians' evening over. We go on to heat number 11. Off the inside of row 1 will be Daniele Tonelli. He's on 17 points. Next to him, Kevin Corradetti on 13. Max Hellman on 12. Good result here, could see them leap into the top 10. Tom Neve should have been alongside them, but he's not there. Second row, Vit Janacek is on 14. Gerard Bailo on 18. Nikita Alyani is on 13, and Sami Halbert on 17. A very strong lineup here. That second row absolutely packed with talent. This is going to be an interesting one. Can Tonelli outpace all of them, though, from the inside of the front row and take his second win? 5 of these riders currently inside the top 10. This is going to be an interesting one. I reckon any one of those 5 could win this race. 2 of them just outside the top 10 as well. Here we go. Down to that first turn of heat number 11. It's Corradetti who gets away well. Now, he's one of the riders currently outside those all-important top 10 places. Sami Halbert forcing his way through. Sami Halbert going through into second place from the second row of the grid. It's Corradetti who leads, but Halbert's up to second. Everybody else trying to be third. It's Tonelli who holds third at the moment ahead of Hellman. There's Nikita Alyani, Janacek, and Gerard Bailo is at the back. Now, he needs to make progress here. We could be on for a surprise otherwise. Kevin Corradetti sliding it almost speedway style there into turn 3, placing the bike in. Sami Halbert in second. He hasn't won a heat tonight. Now Gerard Bailo starting to make progress. He's past Vit Janacek. It's very, very strong lineup here in this heat number 11. Now, if Corradetti wins this, this will put him on 20 points and move him up into the all-important top 10. Halbert in second. He'll be on 23 with second place and 6 points. Tonelli just tracking them. Everybody else is still fighting for fourth place. Tonelli is on for 5 points for third. He'll be on 22. Now, who's leading the battle for fourth at the moment? Here comes on the inside. That's Bailo moving past Nikita Alyani. Nearly a collision there between Janacek and Hellman, who's been relegated to the back of the field. Max Hellman, if he stays there, will miss out on the final and have to go in the last chance. But Kevin Corradetti doing exactly what he needed to do here. Only 13 points so far. A win is what he needed in this heat number 11. Got just under 3 laps to go. Is Sami Halbert going to settle for second place, or is he going to take the risk and try and reel the Italian in? Tonelli perhaps playing it safe as well for third. He knows he's going to make it through into the top 10 as it stands at the moment. It's Corradetti still out in front, the Italian champion. He'll be on 20 points with a win here, going round to start his final lap. Halbert still holding second. Now is the gap coming down to our race leader? I don't think it is. He's safely ahead of Tonelli for that second place, but it's going to be a win for Kevin Corradetti. This will move him up into the top 10 places. Here he comes out of the final turn. 7 points for Kevin Corradetti. Halbert second. Tonelli is third. Bailo fourth. He made it through the field for fourth place. We'll confirm the rest of the places in a second. Well, the Yamaha team certainly pleased with that one, as Kevin Corradetti picks up the 7 points, moves on to 20. Second for Sammy Halbert, the number one. He's on 23. Third place goes to Daniele Tonelli on the TM. He's on 22 points. Fourth place for Gerard Bailo on the Zaeta. The number 17 is now on 22 points as well. That should see him into the grand final. 3 points go to Vit Janaszek, number 51. So he's on 17. In sixth place, Nikita Alyani. Now he is on the bubble, as they say, picking up the 2 points there. He's on 15 points. He's just on the cusp of the top 10 along with Menno van Meer. 1 point for Max Hellman. He hasn't made it into the top 10, so he'll have to go in the last chance. He's on 13. Tom Neven on starter finishes with 6 points. So, Nikita Alyani and Menno van Meer currently either side of that 10th position. They're joint 10th at the moment. As we move on to the final heat, heat number 12. The grid for this one, we'll see off the inside, Giacomo Bassetti. He's on 9 points. A win here would be just enough to see him into the top 10, depending on what others do. Next to him, Yasmin Poppenreiter. She's on 3 points, so needs a decent result here to get her into the last chance qualifier. Jack Bell alongside them. He's on 13, so a decent result here will put him into the top 10. Santiago Portillo completes the front row. Tim Neve, Marcus Yell and William Bonici complete the lineup. We're underway already with heat number 12. And from the outside the front row, it's Saku Portillo, the young Finn, making a good start. Now, he's on 7 points at the moment. Another 7 here would put him on 14. So he cannot make it into the grand final, but he'll consolidate his last chance place with a win here. Jack Bell in second. Now, if he picks up 6 points, he'll be on 19 and will move up into the top 10. Giacomo Bassetti in third place. Bell's going for the lead down the back straight. No problem past Saku Portillo. The British star takes up the lead. Here comes Bassetti through into second place. Portillo's going backwards. Coming through now is Marcus Gell on the 82. He's on 11 points at the moment, so if he picks up third, he'll be on 16 and will try and make it through. They'll almost certainly on to relegate Nikita Alyani out of the top 10 here. Jack Bell out in front. 7 points here would put him on to 20 and put him into the grand final at the first attempt. The man from Lincolnshire, England, pulling away in front. Just what he needed here. Bassetti under fire from Marcus Gell now for second. Up to fourth is Tim Neve. A quieter run for Tim, but he knows he's pretty much already into the grand final. He's now going for the outside on Marcus Gell. Tim Neve on 18 points coming into this race. So he's pretty much assured of a top 10 place. Doesn't seem to want to catch his British rival out in front, Tim Neve, down in fourth. He's going for Marcus Gell, though, for third place. Just to try and perhaps make things safe. He'll finish with 22 if he finishes fourth here. The rider in second there, just straightening up. That's Bassetti, made a bit of a mistake there. Runs out wide. Well, they're not going to catch Jack Bell on the 93. A couple of laps to go for him. Here comes Gell challenging for third. Jack Bell is heading for the grand final. He'll be on 20 points with the win here. The battle is for second. Now Neve's getting aboard. They're being held up a bit by Bassetti. He hasn't got the speed of Gell and Neve. Here comes Tim Neve around the outside. He's going for third. He's going to go for second as well. He's leaving it late here, Tim Neve, to challenge. Are we going to see another British one too? He's not going to catch Jack Bell. He's going to take the win. Neve with a last bend lunge up the inside. He's going through into second place. Gell's going to cut back underneath him though. They're going to finish side by side. Neve gets there. It's a photo finish for third. But Jack Bell has won it. Tim Neve charging through into second place. He finishes on 24. Jack Bell on 20. My goodness, what a finish. So Jack Bell wins our final qualifying heat on the Honda. And that moves him into On to 20 points. He's into the final. Tim Nee finishes a joint top scorer with Krajcevic and Švedik on 24. Now, third place there went to Marcus Gell on the line. Now, is that enough to get him into the top 10? He finishes on 16, so no, he's out by 1 point. As Jack Bell's victory moved him above Marcus Gell. Marcus Gell misses out on a final place. He'll have to go in the last chance. Giacomo Bassetti was next home. He scores 4, finishes on 13. Bonici was next home. We didn't have a chance to concentrate on things further down. Bonici finishes on 5. He misses out on the finals for the 3rd round in a row. Saku Pertilo scores 2 points. He's on 9. He makes it into the last chance race. And 1 point for Yasmin Poppenreiter. She finishes on 4. She misses out on the finals. So that means that Erwin Krajcevic, Tim Neve and Andrej Švedik are your top qualifiers, all on 24 points. Sami Halbert finishes on 23. Bailo and Tonelli on 22. Bell and Corradetti on 20. Michele Guerra on 19. And Vit Janacek on 17. Those are your 10 qualifiers for the grand final. The next 10 go through into the last chance race. Although only 9 of them, I think, will start. We won't see Tom Neve out there, but he will still get the point for qualifying for the last chance, as we saw in Italy when Pertilo and Tim Neve did not start the last chance. Bonici, Poppenreiter, Casiraghi and Orodnik are the 4 unlucky ones to miss out this evening. So Bonici, Poppenreiter and Casiraghi all yet to score from 3 appearances in the World Championship, unfortunately, this season. Stanislav Orodnik, having ridden well for points in the last chance races in the first 2 rounds, remains on 12 points. We'll have a look back at some highlights of that final rounds of qualifying races here under the floodlights in Croatia. In heat number 10, it was all about Krajcevic and Švedik towards the front of the field. Klaus Meyer taking the fight to them with his usual quick start from the outside. This time, a better result for Klaus as he finished in 4th place, making it into the last chance race. Krajcevic pulled away to score the victory. The surprise of this heat, Michele Guerra, the Italian, fighting his way up the inside past Andrej Švedik for 2nd place. Guerra securing himself a grand final place. Certainly one of our top newcomers so far in the World Championship this season. Good battle with Andrej Švedik in the closing stages. Got to make it to his 2nd grand final this season. Finished 11th in the 2nd round in Germany. Krajcevic, though it was, who took the win by a clear margin. Battle the 2nd, going all the way to the line. In heat number 11, it was a decent getaway by Kevin Corradetti, and he would hang on in front against a galaxy of stars further back. Sami Halbert forcing his way through from the back in the early stages to take 2nd place. Daniele Tonelli holding 3rd. Surprisingly, Halbert without a win in the 4 qualifying heats, perhaps playing a little safe for later on. Corradetti knew he needed a win to make it into the grand final. He moved himself onto 20 points. Gerard Bailo was stuck in the traffic further back in the pack, but 4 points proved to be enough to put him into the top 10 and secure him his final place. As Kevin Corradetti sped to victory. Only 2 points for Nikita Alyani, and that would drop him out of the top 10. Overhauled by Jack Bell in that final race. Vit Janacek picking up 3 points as well. The final qualifying heat, it was Jack Bell all the way once he got past the rapid starting young Finn Saku Pertilo. At one stage threatened to cause a bit of a surprise, but he would eventually drop back into 5th position. Jack Bell sped to victory, secured his place in the grand final. Marcus Gell tried his hardest. If he'd been able to win heat number 12, he would have been into the final. Tim Neve was who relegated him, and Giacomo Bassetti back in the closing stages as Neve forced his way through the 2nd joint top scoring position from the qualifying heats. Another British 1-2 in heat number 12, just as we saw in heat 2, but this time the other way round as Jack Bell took the victory. So now it's time for the draw for gate positions very shortly for our last chance qualifier. So we will shortly be having the ballot for gate positions for our last chance qualifier. 10 riders, only 5 laps, and the top 2 finishers will go through to the back of the grid for the grand final. The ballot's about to take place down in the pits. The riders in points order from how they qualified will make their decision. Marcus Gell, the German, is up first. He chooses position 1, so he will start on the inside of the front row. Next up will be Nikita Aljani, only just missed out after Jack Bell won that last heat. He will start from position 4 on the front row of the grid. Menno van Meer, you could see the frustration as he only finished 5th in heat 11. He goes for position 3 on the grid. Not surprisingly, everybody picking the front row. Here's young Max Hellman, looking to make his 2nd grand final of the season. He goes for position 2. Giacomo Bassetti, the Italian, I suspect will go for position 5. Indeed, he does. Now, the 2nd row. Saku Pertillo. What's the Finn going to go for? I think he's going to go off the outside of row 5. Of row 2, I should say. Position 5 on row 2, if you like. Position 10 overall. Marius Kirscher picks position 7. Klaus Meyer, position 8, the middle of the 2nd row. Santiago Arangio, the Argentinian, goes for position 6. Position 9, of course, would have been Tom Neve, but he will be a non-starter, so 9 riders only for the last chance race. That means that Tom Neve will be automatically classified in 20th place and score 1 championship point. So the ballot is completed then, and we will see the riders out onto track very shortly for our last chance race. Only the top 2 will go through to the main event. Menno van Meer will certainly be in with a chance here, I reckon, if he can make the start from the front row. Nikita Aljani impressed early on with a heat win in his opening ride, heat number 3. That was despite the race being awarded to him. He was brought down by Santiago Arangio while he was leading. Indeed, Nikita Aljani, looking back at the score chart, the only one of these riders in this last chance race with a race win to his name. There's Santiago Arangio's machine, member of the Di Traverso Yamaha team. Disqualified in his opening ride. Only 6 points to the man who's currently 6th in the World Championship for our qualifying heat, so he's desperate to try and fight his way through. Confirmation that Tom Neve will, of course, not take the start. So he will be classified 20th. That will be 1 championship point for Tom Neve. We wish him all the best, and to Stefano Casiraghi after his fall as well. There is Erwin Kreisich, championship leader. Joint highest qualifier today, along with Tim Neve and Andrei Švedik. On count back, it's Krajcevic who is top overall. He had 3 heat wins, Neve had 2, and Andrej Švedik had 1. The only defeat for Krajcevic, that's opening heat number 2, when he finished back in 5th. Surprised me in the qualifiers was Sami Halbert not taking a race win. Psyching himself up, Giacomo Bossetti, member of the VFR team, run by Fabrizio Vesprini, former Italian Speedway international. In the black and pink colours. Kevin Corradetti was a member of that team last season as well, and he won the Italian title. Bossetti's been in the World Championship since 2023. He's currently 2nd in the Italian Championship behind Daniele Tonelli. Moved to Gas machinery last season from KTM. Gas, of course, more famous for their trials bikes. Giacomo Bossetti yet to score a podium in the World Championship. Indeed, his best finish being a couple of 11th places. 11th at Meissen and Debrecen last season, and 11th at Terenzano after he collided with Kevin Corradetti and Gerard Bailo in the final. There was Corradetti who was disqualified. Bossetti classified 11th. So his season going pretty much the same way at the moment. Always the nearly man is Giacomo Bossetti. There's Menno van Meer's machine. As he told us earlier, not a happy season for the Dutchman, sadly, so far. Went out in the last chance race in Italy, only 6th. Made the final by winning the last chance in Germany, and then lost his steel shoe and finished last in the grand final. He could be one of the favourites to make it through here. I reckon it's between Aljani, Van Meer, Gel and Hellman for the top 2 places, but I won't make any firm prediction because I don't want to put the curse of the commentator on anyone. Watch for Saku Pertilo. Big shoes to fill with former double world champion Lasse Kurvinen, now retired for Finland. There is the Finn. Had a couple of knocks this evening, tangled with Tom Neve in an early heat, and then collected the fallen Stefano Casiraghi in heat 9. Markus Gel, the German. Good to see him back on a bike. Didn't race, as we said, during the winter this year with other commitments. He's a veteran of the World Championship, going right back to 2020. In 2021, he was 3rd in the world. Came close to a win in his homeland at Diedenbergen. Had a couple of podiums in the World Championship so far. Was 3rd at Bovis in 2022. So out they come then for the last chance qualifier. Remember, this is only a sprint for the line, 5 laps. Reminder of the lineup, the front row, Markus Gel on the inside. Along with Menno van Meer, Max Hellman, Nikita Aljani, Giacomo Bossetti. The second row will be Saku Pertilo, Marius Kircher, Klaus Meyer and Santiago Arangio. Settle into their chosen gate positions. Markus Gel off the inside. Next to him, Max Hellman. Van Meer off gate 3. Nikita Aljani off 4. Bossetti off the outside. Then on row 2, Arangio on the inside. Marius Kircher. Klaus Meyer. And off the outside, Saku Pertilo. No rider off the 4th gate, if you like, on row 2, with no Tom Neve. Markus Gel on a machine prepared by Hansen Schruff, the Austrian. So here we go then. 9 riders out there, 5 laps, only 2 to qualify. We're underway. Who's going to get those two transfer spots? Van Meer gets away well. He's making some quick starts tonight. On the inside, though, is Marcus Jell. Round the outside comes Nikita Aljani. He clips the fence, and Marcus Jell takes the lead. Here comes Van Meer back again on the inside. Bossetti trying to go around the outside of all of them. Here they come through to complete the first of 5 laps. It's Marcus Jell who leads from Menno Van Meer in second place. Giacomo Bossetti persisting with the outside line. But at the moment, it is the German and the Dutchman holding those transfer spots. Bossetti has made it through into third place. Now here comes Santiago Arangio. Nearly hits the back of Nikita Aljani. That would have been the second time this evening. Saku Pertilo has dropped back on the number 3, but it's still Marcus Jell who leads the way. The highest scorer of these set of riders. At first choice of gate positions. Second place is Menno Van Meer. Bossetti, is he going to be the nearly man once again and just missed out on the grand final? Van Meer, well, he doesn't need to go for the lead because he's safe in second place. He'll get through, but he wants to go through as a winner, and he's through into the lead. That's leaving Marcus Jell prey to the likes of Bossetti, Aljani, and through into fourth now is Santiago Arangio. We're into the last lap of this last chance qualifier. They're all over each other, these 5 at the front of the field. They pulled away slightly from Klaus Meyer in 6th place. It's Menno Van Meer looking to repeat his last chance victory from the previous round at Meissen. Is Marcus Jell going to go through with him? Yes, he is. Van Meer and Jell make the transfer into the final. Marius Kircher nearly lost it there coming across the line. So Menno Van Meer, for the second round in a row, wins the last chance qualifier. And through in second place, subject to official confirmation in a moment, is Marcus Jell. So they make it through to fight in the 12-rider, 12-lap grand final. The draw for gate positions will take place in a moment. So that means that Giacomo Bossetti picks up 8 World Championship points. It was Aljani 4th, Arangio in 5th, then Meyer, Hellman, Kircher and Pertilo completing the finishers. They pick up World Championship points in the lower half of the field. 1 point for Tom Neve. Sadly, an early end to his debut, unfortunately. It's Van Meer and Jell who move on. And we'll see the ballot shortly for gate positions, for grid positions for the grand final. 12 riders, 12 laps. Will it be a second win of the season for Krajcevic or Halbert, or will we see a new winner in 2025? We'll have a quick look at some highlights of that 5-lap last chance qualifier. 10 riders out there, fine sight they make. It was Van Meer making his usual good start. Aljani tried to make it up the outside. Van Meer was shuffled back by Marcus Jell on the inside. Back up into turn 3 was Van Meer 3 wide with Aljani, and Bossetti, who persisted with the outside line. Didn't quite work for him. He was the nearly man as usual, sadly, having to settle for 3rd place. Aljani battling with Santiago Arangio. They nearly collided for the 2nd time this evening. Further back behind them was Klaus Meyer. But Van Meer didn't want to go through in 2nd place. He wanted to win. Probably taking out his frustrations from his last qualifying heat earlier on. Bossetti got close at one point, so did Nikita Aljani. Good showing from Nikita tonight. Santiago Arangio. Well, 2 grand finals for him so far. Finishes in the top 10 in Italy and Germany, but misses out tonight. Just 6 World Championship points for him. It was Menno Van Meer who took the win. Marcus Jell holding off Bossetti and Aljani for 2nd place. Marcus Jell, one of the most experienced riders in the field. Likewise, Menno Van Meer. They will now go on to the ballots for gate position. A little bit of watering and grading, first of all. We'll take a quick break. Final time coming up shortly.
Hey rider, enjoying the calm out here? Check your phone. There's something waiting for you. Say hello to the all-new fim-moto TV app. All your favorite championships, live in one place.
Okay. That's insane, but we need something more.
the best movies and vlogs? And yep, it's officially on iOS and Android. Hey man, it's getting dark. Hello? Put the phone down, man.
5 riders, 4 laps, here we go. Here comes the Cornishman, he's going for the inside in a turn, they want a switch of line. Now we've got a race on our hands, it goes back again on the inside, takes the lead, or does he? Second without the determination, round the outside on the final turn.
Well, down in the pits here in Croatia, it is time for the gate selection for our grand final. Erwin Krajcevic is up first of our 12 qualifiers, and he wastes no time. Straight for the inside gate on row 1. Tim Neve will start alongside him. He goes to Andrej Švedik. What's he going to go for? He goes for gate 5, moves out a little wider. Sami Halbert goes for number 3. Here is Gerard Bailo. He'll go for number 4. Next up, it is Daniele Tonelli. He'll complete the front row. Next to pick, it is Jack Bell. He picks number 7. Going for the outside is Kevin Corradetti. Corradetti goes for position 12. Michele Guerra stops to think. He's going to go for number 10. So you've got Jack Bell in position 7, Corradetti 12. Guerra goes for slot number 10. Janacek was next. He go for 8 or 9. He's gone for position 8. So number 9 will go to Menno van Meer. And number 11 to our final qualifier, Marcus Jan. So those are your gate positions then. Erwin Krajcevic wasting no time picking the inside gate position on row 1. This is going to be an absolute cracker. The riders will be out on track very shortly for the 12-lap, 12-rider grand final. So that lineup in full once again then. Row 1 from the inside, Erwin Krajcevic on the 34. Number 54, Tim Neve. Number 1, Sami Halbert. 17, Gerard Bailo. 22, Andrej Švedik. Completing the front row will be number 90, Daniele Tonelli. The second row, 93, Jack Bell. Alongside him, 51 of Vit Janacek. 100, Menno van Meer. 4, Michele Guerra. 82, Marcus Jan. And 27, Kevin Corradetti. So far this year, round 1 at Terenzano, we saw Erwin Krajcevic fight off the attentions of Daniele Tonelli to take the win. Tonelli looking for his second career podium here. In round 2, it was Sami Halbert back on top. Remember, in round 1, he was given a penalty for moving early at the start. He had to start from the back. He fought back to 5th. Tonelli was 5th in round 2 in Germany. Gerard Bailo, meanwhile, was 4th in round 1 at Terenzano after that tangle with Corradetti late on. Finished in 7th place at Meissen in Germany. Looking for his first World Championship final win. He's been champion without winning a round in the past in 2022, as we mentioned earlier. 3 world champions on this grid. Bailo, Krajcevic and Halbert. Sami Halbert without a win tonight. Has he been saving himself for this last race, perhaps? Starts on the middle of the grid here, along with Gerard Bailo. Can Tim Neve fight back after his disastrous beginning to the season in Italy, when he was put out early by bike problems in his last heat, failed to start the last chance race? Of course, his thoughts will be with his brother Tom. The Neves both road racers as well, very successfully. Tim currently leading the British Flat Track Championship, just a point ahead of Jack Bell with a round to go. Czech Republic with 3 riders in this final. Fit Janacek will start from the second row of the grid in 8th place. Could Andrej Švedik take the second final win of his career here? Sami Halbert looking for win number 5. Had 1 win in 2023 at Morizet in France. 2 on his way to the championship in 2024 at Meissen and at Kings Lynn. Here they come then up to the grid. It's time for the main event. Krajcevic off the inside alongside Neve and Halbert, Bailo, Švedik, Tonelli on the outside. And the second row, Bell, Janacek, Van Meer, Guerra, Gel and Corradetti. We've seen some brilliant racing earlier on. Heat 8, certainly one of the best flat track races I've ever seen. And it all comes down to the next 12 laps. Anything could still happen. Let's hope we get through it without incidents. It's been a quite incident-packed meeting tonight here at Donja Kraljevic. Just waiting for the riders to settle in. It's final time here at round 3 of the 2025 FIM Flat Track World Championship at the Stadion Millennium in Donja Kraljevic, Croatia. Sami Halbert with the last to settle on the front row. He always takes his time. Very close with Tim Neve there, ready for the run to that crucial first turn. The start marshal has them into order. It's final time at round 3 of the FIM Flat Track World Championship. 12 riders, 12 laps, 1 winner. Here we go. Super start by Andrej Švedik from towards the outside of the front row. He's going to get the lead into the first turn. Tonelli also gets away well. Sami Halbert's rather crowded out there. It's Tachek's first and second down the back straight. Here comes Tonelli around the outside of everybody into turn 3. Andrej Švedik it is who just about holds the lead. He made a similar good start at Terenzano and he leads the first of our 12 laps. Fit Janacek has dropped back slightly there into 11th place. It's Švedik in the lead. His fellow countryman Erwin Krajcevic has only been beaten once tonight in his opening ride. Is in second place. Up into third position. That looks like Daniele Tonelli. It's side by side fourth between Halbert and Tim Neve. Sami Halbert, how did he hold on to that there? And Tim Neve collides. Oh goodness me, huge pile up down the home straight. That's Neve and Halbert. I thought they'd held it there, but they clashed again and bounced off the home straight fence. That is a big one. A very big incident indeed there, as Halbert and Neve went side by side out of turn 4. They clashed handlebars. Sami Halbert, I thought, had saved it, but then they came together again and were flung in spectacular fashion down the home straight. Let's hope both those riders are okay. That's 2 podium contenders in trouble there. And Sami Halbert, one of our title contenders. Another scary incident here in Croatia. And the race will have to be rerun. There's Michele Guerra. Second grand final of his career. But concern here with both Tim Neve and Sami Halbert involved in a major crash down the home straight. Concerned faces among the audience as well. It's Andrej Švedik who was leading at the time of the stoppage there. But as they came through turn 4, Neve and Halbert were side by side. They clashed together. There's possibly other riders side by side with them. It was just too many bikes in too small a space coming off the fourth bend. Halbert had contact, I think it was with Neve. He got out of shape. And as he tried to save the machine, he and Neve went wide towards the fence. They clashed again, and that was what made them come down. I don't think somehow that we'll see either of them in the rerun, unfortunately. But we'll wait and see. The medical staff with them at the moment. Already seen Tom Neve injured tonight. I hope Tim is okay. And of course Sammy Halbert as well, one of our title contenders. So let's have a look and see if we can see what's happened there. Watch the riders in 4th and 5th. Halbert at the inside, he clipped Tim Neve. Corradetti involved as well. That's what threw Halbert across into Neve, into the fence, and both of them come down. That is a very big crash indeed. Tim Neve is lucky not to be thrown over the fence there. Just 3 into 1 really didn't go. Kevin Corradetti, I think it was, who bounced off Halbert, sending him back into Neve. And delay to proceedings while the medics treats those involved. It's been a busy night, sadly, for our medical staff. A big thank you to them. Couldn't go racing without our medical crews and all the other track staff here as well. So we will be underway as soon as we're able with a rerun of our meeting final here at round 3 of the FIM Flat Track World Championship here in Croatia. Hopefully with a full complement of riders if we are able. Championship next in action towards the end of August. They go to Schiesel in Germany on the long track. From there in September we go to Vasas in Hungary, and then the following week at Pardubice in the Czech Republic for this year's finale. Looks like Sammy Halbert is on his feet there, that's good to see. Does look in a bit of discomfort. So hopefully Sammy can take his place in the rerun, the diminutive American. Just talking to the officials and the medical crew down there. We await news on Tim Neve, both the Neve brothers involved in bad crashes tonight. And Phillips, the race director, is checking on Sammy there as well. He does look very dazed, but hopefully he can take his place in the restart. Some repairs needed to his race suit there, I think. It's just being taped back together. It looks like, unfortunately, that Tim Neve is going to join his brother in the medical room. He did hit the fence quite hard there, I noticed. He was looking not to be thrown over the fence. So we await to see how long it will be and how many riders there will be out for our rerun. Hopefully Sammy Halbert can take his place. I don't think we'll see Tim Neve, unfortunately. Well, there he is making his way off. Certainly limping, but thankfully no serious injury resulting by the look of things from that incident, which is good to know. So we will wait to see how many riders make it out for the rerun, which is coming up shortly. And then we'll get back focused on the fight for victory in this round 3 of the FIM Flat Track World Championship. There is Sami Halbert, who certainly does look shaken up. And he's been racing flat track in the States for many years before coming to Europe. He's a former US Grand National champion. He's taken his share of knocks over the years, and he'll bounce back once again. So he's ready to go. Michele Guerra's machine in the background there. We've got Gerard Bailow's bike. Vit Janacek is getting ready to go. There is Andrej Švedik. Just waiting for the medical staff to get back into position. And then we'll get the all clear from race director Glenn Phillips of the United Kingdom. Glenn competed in speedway and long track for many years. He was a competitor in the World Long Track Championship for a number of seasons. World Long Track round 2 takes place tomorrow evening at Marmande in France. Martin Smolinski looking for his second win in as many weeks in that championship as he looks for a 4th world title. Likes of Lucas Vinhager, Chris Harris and Zach Weiknecht, his main challengers. Trophies still to be won here this evening in Croatia as we get ready for the restart, which will be over the full 12 lap distance. The riders get themselves kitted up once again. There is Kevin Corradetti for the De Traverso Yamaha team. Reigning Italian flat track champion. Leads the road for Fabrizio Vesprini's team. He's had 1 win in his career, that was back in 2021. He won at Pardubice. He's had 4 podiums in his career. Currently 8th in the championship. His best finish last year was also at Pardubice when he took 3rd. So back onto the grid then, ready for the rerun. Reminder of the lineup. Erwin Krajcevic will be on the inside of the front row on the 34. Alongside him should have been Tim Neve. I don't think we'll see Tim out in this rerun. Number 1, Sami Halbert. We'll wait to see if he appears. Gerard Bailo is there on the 17, and completing the front row, 22, Andrej Švedik. Sami Halbert is out there, that's good to see. Brave stuff from the American. Daniele Tonelli will complete the front row. Then on row 2, Jack Bell on the 93. 51, Vit Janacek. 100, Menno van Meer. Number 4, Michele Guerra. 82, Marcus Gell. And 27, Kevin Corradetti. No Tim Neve. Will be 11 riders for this restart. Now, is Sami Halbert 100% fit? We will wait and see. Riders not yet making it forward into their grid boxes. Glenn Phillips just inspecting the start line there, so possibly not happy about something. That means that Tim Neve will be classified in 12th position and will receive 9 World Championship points. He was already out of title contention, sadly, just 1 point from Italy. Jack Bell leads British Hopes, the number 93. I think we're starting from the line-out configuration. I've not seen this in the World Championship so far this season. This is something a little different. I've seen the line-out used in national level racing before, but not in the World Championship, so that's why Glenn Phillips was down there. The riders are in the order that they were in when the race was halted, I think, and starting from a line-out diagonally across the track. This is something we haven't seen before. You can see the mark being made where the riders have to place their machine. Sammy Halbert will have to start from the back as he was involved in that incident. There's a bit of confusion initially there as to what was going on, but I don't think I've seen this in the World Championship before. So Andrej Švedik, who was leading at the time of the stoppage, at the front of the line, and the rest starting diagonally behind him. This is something different. So here we go then, ready for the restart. The green light is on and away they go. Sammy Halbert's a little bit slow away from the back, but away they go into this grand final restart. Andrej Švedik takes up position at the front of the field. Krajčević in second place, Daniele Tonelli in third. They restarted in the order that they were in when the race was suspended. Corradetti in fourth. Gerard Bailo is in fifth position. So they complete the first lap of this 12-lap grand final here in Croatia. Away goes Andrej Švedik on the 22, looking for his first final win since the beginning of 2023. Corradetti hits a bump there, he gets out of shape. Jack Bell trying to come through the middle. Now Sammy Halbert is obviously in a bit of pain, but trying to get around the outside there of Van Meer. Michele Guerra at the back of the field on the 4. Now here comes Krajčević. He's challenging his fellow countrymen for the lead. He's going for the outside as they come through turn 4. The two Czechs side by side. Well, they're certainly going to go clear at the top of the World Championship between them tonight. Krajčević, can he take the lead around the outside? Andrej Švedik's having none of it, but I think Krajčević has got the overlap there into turn 3 on the outside line. They're still side by side. Krajčević is going to emerge in the lead though through turn 4. Krajčević takes it up, looking for his second final win of the 2025 season, but he straightens up there through turn 2. Švedik's not out of this yet. He's fighting back as they come down the back straights. Fantastic race between the two Czechs. Still in third is Daniele Tonelli. They are well clear of Corradetti, who's in fourth place. Bailo is fifth, Bell sixth. Jell has come through into seventh. And it looks like Sammy Halbert is up to eighth from the back. Through on the inside comes Halbert now to make it up to seventh place, but it's Krajčević who shows in the lead. He is heading for 25 World Championship points, and will pull a further 3 points clear of the man behind him, Andrej Švedik. But Daniele Tonelli, he wants a second silver position of the season. He wants a second runner-up placing to match Terenzano. Those three are clear now. We're past half distance in this grand final. Corradetti going well in fourth position, looking for his best result of the season so far. His best was 9th in Germany. Away goes Krajčević. Now Tonelli up the inside. He's got second position. He's got second position. Švedik fights back on the inside. Terrific fight in the closing stages between these two. It's getting pretty bumpy on the turns, but Tonelli just pulls away down the back straight. This is impressive. Daniele Tonelli. Now, could he reel in Erwin Krajčević? No, he can't. The checkered flag comes out. Krajčević takes the win. Second place goes to Daniele Tonelli. Superb ride from him, and Švedik is third. Well, that's a repeat of the result from round 1 at Terenzano. Victory for Erwin Krajčević. Win number 4 of his career and win number 2 of the 2025 season. And he's already looking a good bet to win his second world title in 3 years. Andrej Švedik had to settle for third place after that battle with Daniele Tonelli. Tonelli having a fantastic season, leading the Italian Championship. He's overjoyed with second place, waiting confirmation of the rest of the result there of that grand final. We'll see who got the extra point for the fastest lap as well.
On n'avait pas de budget pour un pit lane interview. J'ai levé la main, je peux bien faire ça.
So we're awaiting confirmation of the remainder of the result there. We'll see the top three make their way around to the podium. So an identical podium to that at round one at Terenzano. Švedik in third place, Tonelli the runner-up, and Krajčević takes the victory. No confirmation yet of the rest of the results. I think that's just about to come through to us. Yes, Krajčević confirmed as the winner ahead of Tonelli and Švedik. It was Kevin Corradetti in fourth. Sami Halbert made it up to fifth from the back of the grid. That's a determined effort after his spill. Sixth place went to Gerard Bijlo. Jack Bell was seventh. Eighth went to Marcus Gell. Ninth for Menno van Meer. Vid Janacek was 10th, and Michele Guerra completed the 11 finishes. Tim Neve, of course, didn't take the restart, so it's 25 World Championship points go to Erwin Krajčević. He now leads Ondrej Švedik by 6 points in the championship standings. Daniele Tonelli is up to third. Sami Halbert is down to fourth, only managing fifth place tonight. Kevin Corradetti improving to sixth place as well, but we'll have confirmation of the championship standing shortly. Let's have a look back at our grand final. Well, the first running, it was a super start by Ondrej Švedik from the outside towards the outside of the front row. He took up the early lead, battling away with the likes of Daniele Tonelli, but then a big incident off turn 4. The collision between Tim Neve and Sami Halbert stopped the race. Sami Halbert bravely making it back out for the line-out restart for the rerun. It was Ondrej Švedik who once again led off, but it didn't take long for Erwin Krajčević to catch up. Great run by Kevin Corradetti for his best result of the year in fourth place. Daniele Tonelli was the man doing the chasing of the two Czechs. Further back in the pack, Jack Bell fighting it out. Sami Halbert coming through from the back. He eventually made it up as far as fifth. Erwin Krajčević. Didn't take him long to challenge Ondrej Švedik for the lead. The man who took up flat track 5 years ago after switching from motocross. And around the outside of Švedik he went. Just that one defeat in his opening ride this evening. A majestic performance from Erwin Krajčević. And then the battle was on for second place with Daniele Tonelli reeling in Ondrej Švedik for second place and taking second on the final lap. But it was Krajčević who took the victory for the fourth final win of his career.
Thank you.
And his second in 3 rounds this season to lead the championship from Ondrej Švedik by 6 points. Tonelli up into third place ahead of Sami Halbert, the reigning champion. Gerard Bijlo up to fifth, and Kevin Corradetti improving to sixth. Jack Bell moving up as well. Tim Neve drops to 11th in the championship. All the best to him and his brother Tom, and also to Stefano Casiraghi, who suffered incidents this evening. So let's head down to trackside and hear from some of our top 3.
Ondrej, congratulations for the third podium of the season on the Flat Track World Championship. Not the result you were expecting, of course, but how does it feel?
Thank you. Yeah, in podium is great, but in restart I lost concentration in head and make stupid mistakes, and yeah, it's first free place, and we will see it next race.
Thank you very much. There's an issue with the mic, huh? Hello.
Well, a very disappointed sounding Ondrej Švedik there, and has to be said that he lost concentration before the restart and was making mistakes. He's clearly annoyed with himself there for not holding on and taking the win. But 3 podiums for him this season. Only Erwin Krajcevic can match that. It's the only 2 riders to take 3 podiums out of 3 so far this season. And he's only 6 points behind his compatriot in the rankings for the World Championship. Well, we can now go back down to the podium to hear from our runner-up, Daniele Tonelli, in just a moment.
Daniele, congratulations. Give us a few words in Italian for your fans.
È stata una gara bellissima, ce l'abbiamo messa tutta fino in fondo, abbiamo fatto un passo buono fino agli ultimi giri, ci abbiamo creduto, la pista è fantastica, grazie al team, grazie a tutti e ci vediamo alla prossima. Sono felicissimo e per me è una vittoria.
Grazie mille.
So Daniele Tonelli finishing as the runner-up for the 2nd time this season. That puts him firmly into 3rd in the World Championship. He's unbeaten in the Italian Championship this year as well. What a cracking season he's having on the number 90. But the man on top, a pretty dominant performance tonight for Erwin Krajcevic. Let's hear from him.
Erwin, amazing tight battle today. How does it feel to win your 2nd race of the season here in Croatia?
Yeah, I'm super happy, like to make it without injury, without crash, because you know it was super crazy day, and 1st position, it's like so sweet right now.
Amazing! Congratulations again.
Thank you.
This is fucking terrible.
Hey rider, enjoying the calm out here? Check your phone. There's something waiting for you. Say hello to the all-new fim-moto TV app. All your favorite championships, live in one place.
Okay. That's insane, but we need something more.
The best movies and vlogs? And yep, it's officially on iOS and Android. Hey man, it's getting dark. Hello? Put the phone down, man.
So the presentations taking place then, the FIM race director Armando Castagna handing the trophy over to Erwin Krajcevic, our winner, Daniele Tonelli on the TM, the runner-up, and Andrej Švedik in 3rd position. Congratulations to our top 3 here at Donji Kraljevic this evening, the first ever visit of the FIM Flat Track World Championship to Croatia. Also getting the leader's plate there, Erwin Krajcevic. And we will shortly hear the national anthem of our meeting winner tonight, the national anthem of the Czech Republic. Well, the national anthem of the Czech Republic has been heard quite regularly in international flat track of late. Erling Krajcevic's fourth final win of his career. He scored 2 consecutive final wins at the end of last season at home in the Czech Republic and in Hungary. Won the opening round in Italy this season. Now he is a winner here in Croatia this evening. The riders about to spray the champagne. Congratulations to all 3 of them. To Ondrej Švedik, Daniele Tonelli, and to your World Championship leader, Erling Krajcevic. Well, that does just about wrap up proceedings here in Croatia. The first ever staging of the FIM Flat Track World Championship in the country. Next action is on the 23rd of August in Germany at the Stiesel Long Track, as we move on to round 4 in just over a month's time. And that is about all from this evening. Thank you very much indeed for watching. We'll see you in Germany in August.